guys are off in Daggerford. We don't need them anymore. Okay. So, all right. Let's recap what happened last week. Last week you returned to Saltmarsh. You had a encounter on the way back with some lizard folk. They wanted you to return a missing child. Through enchantment magic, you convinced them that this was not the baby they were looking for, and they departed without any need for violence. When you arrived back in town, you followed up on a great number of NPC contacts and potential quest lines. You reunited with your ship and crew, took it out on the water, and absolutely just kicked the shit out of some Sahaugen. When you returned, Cherie was invited over to her friend Lady Primewater's estate so that she could see a new painting that had been finished. And I think that kind of takes us to the end of last session. So we're gonna, I guess, pick up with you guys in town. You've gathered up rumors of possible events, possible plots, and quests to follow up on, and we'll kind of just take it from there.
So we did decide that we were gonna try to help Oakham, right? That was the
Yes.
those of us here.
Yes, I think that is good idea at this point. Find
Okay.
things underwater, maybe? Who knows?
So Ness brought up a very good point that we could try to scry on like Oakham stuff potentially.
True. In order to scry, you will need to either build or purchase a scrying device with a true value of no less than 1,000 gold. Yeah. It is the focus item for that spell. I've seen many different ones over the years, so you don't have to be. It doesn't have to be a crystal ball or whatever. So, but whatever it is, it has to be roughly crystal ball size or larger, and then it has to at some point have cost 1,000 gold or more to basically create, enchant, etc., etc. So,
Nikolai would like to look for Palantir. Here they are very useful in this area.
for what? A volunteer?
A Palantir. You may have heard of it from other movies and such and books. Blah 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 blah.
Palantir?
I think it's the orb from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
Oh,
Lord of the
yeah.
Rings.
okay. Sorry, my Lord of the
Sorry.
Rings knowledge is just enough to survive a conversation with a normal person.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I did a
It's a
book
crystal
report on The
ball.
Hobbit every year for 7 years because I hate reading, and it was one of the only books that I had managed to hear the entire book, and that was only because my mom read me the book when I was recovering from having my tonsils removed. So,
Well,
yeah,
maybe,
I heard there were other. I heard this Tolkien guy wrote some other books, but then they made a movie, so I was just like, we'll just watch the movie.
No, maybe there is a shopkeeper named Stephen Colbert, very big fan of Lord of the Rings.
Too big a fan to ever sell a Palantir. Palantir, huh? Weird.
I think it's just a crystal
Okay.
ball. I think
Yeah.
fancy crystal ball.
You're
I'm
after
sorry.
a crystal ball that looks like a spooky eyeball? Because, like, that's... Yeah,
I
that's
feel
a
like
popular, that's a popular design.
I feel like I went too nerdy for nerdy people. I'm feeling a little uncomfortable.
No. I remember who Stephen Colbert is. He was on the Daily Show that one time. So, yeah. I think. Yeah, that was him. Yeah.
It was him.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Well, I think-
Yeah, no, eyeball themed crystal ball very hot right now. So if you are looking for eyeball esque crystal ball, then they could definitely accommodate that. So
How long do you think it would take me to make a font filled with holy water when I can enchant water to be holy water, as well as build anything?
well, according to Xanathars, every dose of holy water costs 25 gold pieces.
Mhm.
So, irregardless of how much you create, we are restricted by each, I guess, pint that you make has a value of 25 gold. So, creating something that could perpetually create it, a fountain as it were, would be a tremendously expensive item. Also, holy waters, I mean, if I'm being frank, pretty terrible in fifth edition. So I don't know why anybody would bother making it at all, unless you like.
I thought there
I
was a
don't-
spell that I could make it, and I don't know if
Yeah,
made it
ceremony.
easier.
Mhm.
Yeah, ceremony allows you to make it, but it costs 25 gold
Additional cost. Okay.
to make it. Yep.
And it takes an hour for ceremony?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It even tells you in the description of holy water
Oh yeah.
that you can make it for 25 gold. But yeah, it's one like flask of it is 25 gold. So again, a fountain that could create it would be like crazy. Perhaps like a flask that could continually make like one per day, that would be more reasonable than like an actual fountain that goes forever. Now, that being said, you may be picturing like a big temple or a cathedral or something that, when you come in, I guess going like all Catholic or whatever, they got the little holy water fountain when you come in and you do the cross or whatever. That would be more of a side effect of the site itself being consecrated
Mhm.
than the water itself being holy water. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like that is another spell that you either have access to or will have access to is consecration. Or is it hallowed now? Yeah, it's hollow. So let's see. Hollow is a 5th level spell. It takes 24 hours to cast, and then it does a bunch of rad shit. So, you could definitely check that out as well. Like, a lot of places that are like, oh, this font is filled with holy water. It's like, yeah, I'm sure it is, but it's more that the whole place is on hallowed ground than anything else. So, plus it's super expensive. It costs 1,000 gold to cast hallowed.
Oof.
Yeah. So
Maybe-
whenever you go to like these bad guy lairs and it's like they're unhallowed, you should be really flattered that the bad guys were willing to spend that kind of dough. You know what I'm saying? Just for you, right? Just for you.
It's all about being a professional.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sort of like I guess the bad guys in D&D are sort of like Batman villains. Like they're independently wealthy and you can't really understand why they don't just settle down with their money, like because they could obviously afford anything. So why are they being bad? And that's what makes them super villains, right? Because they're professionals.
Love
It's
the
not
game.
about the money, right? It's about the crusade that they're on. So, anyways, yeah. So this is actually a good time before we get started to talk about 9th level play. So, in D&D, levels 1 and 2 are terror, right? Like, you never know if a kobold or a goblin is going to get a critical hit and kill you for massive damage. You never know if you're just going to be innocently watching the party's rear and 5 hobgoblins are going to come down out of fucking initiative and just ice you right there on the steps with martial advantage. You don't know, right? It's a terrifying world. So you make it to 3rd level and your butt kind of unclenches a little bit and you're like, I could do this. Then you get to 5th level and you're like, well, I'm the strongest thing in the entire world. And then 5th level goes away and you're like, I'm not really the strongest thing in the entire world. But I could stay alive. Well, then you get to 9th level, and that's where the whole world kind of gets cracked open a bit, especially if you've had people that aren't multiclassing. Thagrim could essentially come to me and say, I want to go to Hell. I want to go to Valhalla. I want to go to the Golden Fields of Elysium and research how to make a magical fork and then cast Plane Shift and go there, or plane shift his enemies there. Nikolai could be like, I wanna roll them dice. Let's try to teleport to X location. Maybe we'll make it. Maybe we'll teleport to our death. But I could do that now. Like when you die, Thogrub could just bring you back, even if it's been more than a minute. Like the game changes, like irrevocably. Like we can't go back. Like once you get to level 9. Like level 9 is when things really start to change dynamically. There's going to be encounters which will seem like the hardest thing you've ever done, and there's going to be encounters that you guys will completely dismantle with 1 or 2 clever spells in a combination that nobody was anticipating. The game definitely kind of shifts like tone in that way. And even when things are crazy deadly, they don't feel as deadly because you know that you have the resources now to basically cheat death. So the real concern is, of course, to keep things from mangling your body after you die, because it's really hard to come back from the dead if your head's been stolen, or your body's been melted, or your soul has been captured, things like that. So those are like the bigger, like realer threats. But in the world, specifically in the era of 5th edition, very few adventurers ever go past like level 9 or so. So you guys do represent some of the strongest heroes that are available to the region by making it to level 9. So level 9 is definitely, in my opinion, kind of another milestone level similar to 5. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you guys ever do like curveball me so hard that I don't have anything ready for like some crazy thing, like we teleport to the other side of the planet or something, I'll probably call like a 10-minute break so I could whip some content up, like extended loading screen kind of thing. I had to do that a couple times in Skills of War when they got into the higher level teleport, stuff like that. That being said, I mean, you've earned it, certainly. So don't shy away from using your abilities and your powers and things like that. So are there any questions about any of your new abilities or your new 5th level spells that some of you might have access to, or crazy new class abilities that seem a little confusing before we kind of dive in?
I teleport us to the moon. No, I'm joking.
I mean,
No.
Oh.
that could be fun for a couple rounds. Yeah. Yeah.
Hold your breath, everyone.
So
There's a lot of tough stuff that lives on the moon of Faerun, so be
Oh, well.
yeah, it's there's also it's also inhabited and like all that other stuff. So, yeah. But any questions though mechanically before we jump into this?
I have creation, and if anybody thinks of a decent way to use creation other than like the best thing I've seen is like creating like a huge block of like lead to like crush someone with, like
like a thwomp.
yeah, by all means,
Well,
throw it at me. Like I can't find a decent use for it, like other than that. For a
you can
physical
make
spell.
anything?
Well, the tricky part of creation is so many players are combat focused, and with a 1-minute casting time, it basically makes it unviable for any combats. But out of combat, it's an excellent like role playing and crafting spell for sure.
Yeah, I feel like you wouldn't have trouble finding something with it since, you know, you made a freaking booze and all that jazz.
Yeah.
So if anybody thinks in a situation, remember, I can make anything.
And the more valuable it is, the shorter amount of time you guys have to enjoy it is the other thing to keep in mind. But it is a very cool spell. As long as you're not like super combat, like tunnel visioned, like there are so many spells that are actually really cool that people sort of pass up because they don't see the immediate combat value of it.
I'm pretty sure I've used like most of my advantages on like creating things. Like,
yeah,
for example, not even combat focused. I'm just trying to solidify his place in the world and his retirement.
I mean, honestly, you are poised to really kind of start a brewing empire here. If you and your if you and your buddy Prime Water were to combine resources and contacts and whatnot, I mean, Thagrim could just walk away right now, become a named NPC in the Forgotten Realms. It's a nice life waiting for you. Just saying.
In the
saying.
Crashgem character archive.
We had 2 characters this morning that had incredible opportunities to retire. Like they were really stressing because they were like, "Oh my god, my character totally would retire, but I don't want to stop playing my character." So they kept going. But
I'd actually have a mechanical question.
Okay.
So for the paladin spells, I could upcast them through like warlock nonsense, right?
Yes, warlock spell slots can be used to cast any spells that you have access to through normal I have access to spells means, which is to say, like, there's other classes that might say you can cast a spell as a ritual, or you can cast a spell once per day, or something like that. Those can't be mix and matched with spell slots, but the main reason that everybody dips into warlock in 5th edition is so that they could pick up a couple of short rest spells to use, especially paladins, because a couple spells for short rest smiting, never a bad thing.
So
basically,
for example, like cure wounds, I could upcast to 4th level, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
It's kind of like the best thing I could think of is, I don't know, Final Fantasy Tactics, right? Where you could mix and match class abilities back and forth. That's kind of what like the 5th edition multiclassing is. Like, if you generate this spell list across all the classes you multiclass into, and then you have magic points, aka spell slots, and they could be used to cast from that big mishmash Chex mix of spells that you've gathered through multiclassing. Yeah.
Did you hit level 2, Paladin?
Mm-hmm.
So could he Divine Smite at a 4th level with his Warlock slot?
Yeah. That's why people. That's why there's so many Warlock Paladins running around.
He lit it off in his secrets. Oh my god.
That's broken. Man. That's
I mean, what is broken in a game with Moon Druids? Yeah. Anyways.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, too soon, Crash.
But yeah, there are. I mean, that's another reason why there's so many people that were like, "What the fuck were you thinking when they released Hexblade?" Because like, Warlock was already super strong from multiclassing into before Hexblade, and then Hexblade has so many abilities that it just gives you for free at level 1. That like every charisma caster, sorcerer, bard, paladin, everybody is like, yeah, I'll take a level of Hexblade. Why not? Like, why wouldn't I? It's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they're handing out free bags of money. I'm not going to say no. Like, yeah, give me that. Yeah.
Wait, where are free bags of money?
Meanwhile, the intelligent spellcasters are just desperately waiting for that psionic stuff to become official, so that they could have some kind of multi-class options. I mean,
I don't know what you talk about.
But at least the paladins, or not the paladins, the clerics and the wizards are probably the strongest solo classes, so they really don't benefit as much from multiclassing as everybody else, because they have such good spells and such good abilities tied to their like level ups that it's a lot harder to justify multiclassing those than the charisma casters. So, all right, any other questions about your recent level ups, abilities, powers?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
What?
I have one. Sorry. So I got this new ability. Know my enemy. I can, if I spend at least a minute observing a target, I can get those informations at the bottom. I could choose 2, and you could tell me if they're superior or inferior to my own. The class levels, though, if I pick like a monster, is it like the CR or I don't.
Well, it specifically says total class levels, if any. So technically, it's referring to class levels. That would be like. If a character was an archmage, like an NPC, I would say this person's an 18th level spellcaster. They only have a CR of like 12, but they're an 18th level spellcaster. Yeah, so that's more likely what class levels is referring to in that way. Yeah.
Monsters usually don't have class levels, so I was curious.
Correct. Yeah. Really tough stuff. Enemy NPCs. BBEGs. They'll often have actual class levels, but if it was referring specifically to hit dice, it would just say hit dice.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably throw you a bone and go like MMO, and be like, this con's red, this con's green, that kind of thing.
Oh.
If you really wanted to know. Yeah.
Has question marks above it.
Right.
Skull.
Yeah, skull crossbones above it.
A million years ago in EverQuest, if they were too tough, the message would be, what would you like to say on your tombstone? If it was too tough.
Your KOS to everything.
Yeah.
What you know about EverQuest?
EverQuest
what? Conversation.
I mean, after the game, sure. Yeah. I played a shitload of EverQuest. Yeah. My first MMO love. Nobody ever lived up to its standards. So. Anyways, all right. So back in town, you guys have decided that you were going to go meet with Oakham. All right, and his lovely niece Olivia, who has had her throat slit. All that jazz. All right. House was broken into. Ohms slept through it because he's the old man. Olivia did not. She tried to stop the intruders. She was attacked, left for dead. Ohms eventually woke up, found her, saved her life, called for the guards. They checked the house. They didn't steal anything, quote-unquote, valuable. They specifically stole all of his years of research into the Eldritch arts. So everything about the region, the history of the town, all the spooky shit he was looking into, the ruins that you guys saved him from, that he had hired Pharos and a few others to explore with him, and then other ruins that he has been hiring other adventuring groups to look into and bring him back stuff. All of those artifacts, stone fragments, tablets, gemstones, mysterious surge-like weapons, as well as books and books and books of notes have all been taken. He is distraught. He sits by his niece's side, holds her hand. It does not look like since he was robbed and found her, he has allowed himself any sleep. He is in very bad shape. When you guys arrive and he kind of fills you in on everything, you could just see the weariness and also the anger that kind of burns behind his eyes, that they would take his work from him. So he has money, not a lot, and he is definitely willing to pay to have his stuff retrieved. But other than, Olivia's account, he's not sure what more information to give you.
Sorry, my headphone is being peeled off my head a little bit. But how could we help you, Mr. Oakham? This is very sad. You would lose all work. We don't want that to happen, obviously. Who could have taken it?
Well, I don't really consider myself to have too many rivals in this field. But I mean, and he kind of looks towards the window, and he's like, I have been threatened by the Archmage Kelladek a number of times. He wanted me to share my research with him. But when I had the audacity to ask what I would receive in return, he laughed in my face.
Why would he want your research, Mr. Oakham?
Well, it was definitely of an arcade and eldritch nature. Fortunately, I am more of a sage and less of a wizard, so I never really attracted his attention too much. In the end, he told me that someone so poorly equipped with the arcane arts could not possibly have discovered any information worth having, and that was that. but it was one of the rare appearances that he's ever made outside of his tower. I was both impressed and proud, but also very frightened. I suppose, though, if he had wanted the research, he could have taken it with a lot less fuss than sending some kobolds to do it.
Kobolds?
Yes. Olivia, she couldn't really tell me. And you see, like, tears kind of well in his eyes, and you see all the bandages around her neck and everything. Her throat was badly damaged by one of the blades, but she did draw a picture, and he shows you the picture, and it is in fact two little like black dinosaur people. It's not the best artwork you've ever seen, but like you look at it, you're like you saw kobolds on the road that look like that. You hang out with the two big kobolds, Skull and Pharos. I mean, it kind of looks like them. But kobolds, they generally serve any master who is stronger and meaner than them. So, I don't know. I can't imagine the creatures would want the information for themselves, but the fact that they didn't take anything else besides the things related to my research, that makes me think that it really was intentional. They didn't just randomly grab things from my study. Also, I asked the neighbors, and no one's had any break-ins. No one's even seen the kobolds poking around or anything. I heard there's 2 kobolds that are working as blacksmiths here in town. I suppose you could ask them.
I'll look at Cadenex and, like, I assume these aren't your kobolds, right? I won't say that, but his face will just ask the question.
Ferris, like, the eye rolls, like, they know better.
I made sure not to tell the guards or the guard inspector that I suspected kobolds because I didn't want those 2 young fellows trying to make their way in a human city to be treated badly. I thought, I could trust you with that information, though, given that you come from such an eclectic band.
Why would they take your research now?
Well, he kind of pokes his fingies together in a very awkward gesture, and he's like, I'd been doing a lot of calculations based on constellations, some scrolls that were recently recovered, a stone tablet fished up from the sea. Something very big is going to happen soon. Something on a geological scale.
That's
like
what he said. Sorry,
It's just I couldn't pinpoint when. Only that it was soon, and only that it would result in a great change. A lot of my research, it brings up this creature over and over again. Its name is difficult to pronounce in any tongue above the surface of the water, but Anguillilis is roughly my best approximation. Other texts and tablets refer to her as she who hungers in the deep. If you recall, the sunken caverns that we first met, that, I believe, was a religious site dedicated to her. Turns out there are many of them sunken into the mud of the lizard swamp, as well as several more along the ocean floor, along the coast.
Do you have hint of where she might want to return, or should we investigate many and then determine for ourselves?
Oh, she who hungers? I assume she's at the bottom of the Great Sea. From all my understanding, she is, in fact, a prime material being. Not some demon or outsider that needs to be summoned, but she's already here.
Crash, there was a while back, and it was one of our private messages about conversation with Surge. I had asked him who his previous wielder was. I got a name, but I don't think it was that name you just said. I think it was a different name.
Oh, yeah, you just said a name of a Sahaugen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, she's too big to wield Surge. Surge would not even be a toothpick for her. Yeah, she would lose him pretty quick. So
that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if anyone can think of a couple questions, I can ritual cast that right there.
Oh, here we go. You're breaking the game already.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. So it's my first time with 4 groups at this level, but sure it'll be fine. Sure it'll be fine. But yeah, commune it is. All right. I hope your feelings are not hurt. Gond definitely uses divine proxies. He's not a people person. He hates talking on the phone. So yeah, he has a whole call center to deal with this kind of shit. So just make sure that your feelings aren't hurt too bad, because you won't actually be talking to Gaunt. That's not going to happen.
I'm a little sad about that because Thought totally hopes that he's number 1.
Yeah.
He's got all the punch card filled out. He got the whole.
Gaunt's the kind of guy that his best friend would call him on the phone and he would send it to voicemail. Like, I just feel like he's just not a telephone kind of guy. So, but eventually I'm sure you guys could sit down for some whiskey in your coffee and all that jazz. But yeah. So, but yeah, if you guys want to queue up some questions, commune, you definitely want to get it right the first time because it has diminishing returns if you try to cast it over and over again.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I was thinking we could ask if the wizard has the book. If the stuff is still in town, and then I'm lost on a third question.
We could find out if these kobolds are affiliated with the Rathroxus.
Yeah.
Those kobolds that we saw.
Yeah, because if they're always following the strongest person, and we kill whoever they're following, then we're in charge of them, right? So is that how that works?
I've seen that before. Yeah.
And that would help us. I guess that would help us locate the Rathroxus. I mean, we know approximately where they hang out, right?
I don't want to go stirring the hornet's nest just yet.
Yeah.
Unless that's where it's leading us to, but.
So you guys want to ask those 3 questions?
Unless you want to figure out what this doll is, then.
Ask. A year and a half later. What the hell is Buddy? What does he do? What is his purpose?
Oh, yeah, we should ask Buddy. It should be question number 3.
First 5th level spell.
Is this thing magical?
Oh, it's
Is it magical or not?
Well, it's not magical. I scoured it.
Yeah, we don't want to ask if it's magical.
Just ask what it is.
Buddy, it's what.
I think you only get a yes or no.
Will Buddy?
Yeah.
Or cryptic phrase.
Yeah. Will Buddy assist us in our in our goals? Something like that.
That is a good question. Don't worry, I watch The Power of a Living God abused once a week on Mondays, so no questions that you could ask tonight would make me feel any worse about how God power is abused. So, yeah. Talking about somebody using a lucky reroll to reroll damage on a D3. Yeah. That's the level of abuse I'm dealing with, so... Okay.
What we could ask if the wizard is responsible for the attack on the Oak House. we could ask, is the book still in town?
Well, it's not just. It's like all. I think they took all the papers. I think that's what.
But if we,
Or is this research?
because I can locate object on the journal, which since I'm the one that basically wrote that out for him, so I know exactly what it is. Whereas like the other stuff, I don't really know.
And I guess we could ask last. We could ask if the Rathroxus or the kobolds are with the Rathroxus tribe. I guess. I don't know. I just want to make sure they're very pointed questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or if they can be reasoned with her, but yeah. Or is it they'll fight them?
Yeah, we don't need to get like too fancy with our questions.
Yeah. Just
Also, I'll post the spelling and terrible pronunciation guide because I never actually, I think, went to school. I just learned from the world. But yeah, that's. I know there's like an actual way you're supposed to pronounce English, but.
Okay, so what's the wizard's name here?
Kelladek?
Yes, Kelladek. He has a sweet ass turban, actually.
Kelladek sounds a little sketchy, maybe, but we'll see.
I mean, first of all, look at this man, and you could tell that this is a good guy.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I mean, that seems fine.
In Forgotten Realms, if a wizard wears a lot of red, you know that they're a good guy. That is completely untrue. But, yeah. Actually, it's a huge, literal red flag. If a wizard's wearing a lot of red, they're probably a very bad person. So.
I think it is likely that Kelladek stole these, right? No?
Well, the kobolds stole them. Why would he hire kobolds?
Sorry, why would he hire kobolds?
Yeah. I mean, you're a wizrobe. If you were 18th plus level, would you hire kobolds, or would you just like summon some shit from another world and be like, "Go get this stuff for me"?
I don't know. It would depend
Or
on
sneak
the
in there in invisibility and just go tee-hee and take it.
on
Yeah.
the mission. I don't know. This is a good question.
All right, you ready to commune, or?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure
Get it.
that they're
Okay.
questions and there's no
Yeah.
ambiguity in them, so that way you can't like oh yeah.
Oh no, evil genie clause. It's the thing. It's real. So.
What? That's the way.
And it's not just, well, evil genie is the term for when the DM basically takes what you say and then either applies it super literally or super ambiguously, and then gives you like the worst possible answer they can or the worst possible results they can, like an evil genie would, right? When you're like, I wish I had a big dick, and then like an 800-pound man named Richard shows up. You know what I'm saying? And he falls from the sky 500 feet on top of you and kills you, right? Like, because you didn't say what you meant, right? You just said you want a big dick. So there you go.
Is this from a different campaign, Crash? Just
I could probably write a book on all the evil genies that I have been and dealt with in 25 years. Yeah. So, yeah. Anthony's played with me as a player. He knows how I feel about the evil genie clause. So you guys writing down your answers is fine. This is your own deity, though. So generally, clerics, when you're dealing with your own deity, unless you have an evil deity or a trickster deity, they really are there to help. Like, they're really not trying to mess you up. But what you want to avoid with commune is you can't ask questions that, like if we're playing 20 questions, right? Like if there's something where I can't give you a yes or no answer, you still lose the question, right? It's the same idea, right? If you ask a question that's not specific enough, they might not be able to answer, and then you lose the question.
And like, don't worry about because we can do this again tomorrow. It's only 25% chance of failing if you ask the same day. Like if you keep calling them up on the same day.
Right.
Hey, it's me, Dogram again.
Oh god, not him again.
There's no cleric that would ever abuse their powers like that, ever. Especially not on a popular syndicated show. So.
All right, yeah.
Just go with whatever. It's cool.
Okay.
Let's get him tomorrow.
Yeah. Then I'll I'll cast ritual cast commune
Okay.
at Oakham's house.
All right. You hear like the old timey like rotary dial like going as you begin communing with Gond. Yep. You hear wires being kind of crossed and plugged into different ports.
Sounds like
There's
AOL, like voodoo.
oh yeah. There's an old timey ringtone. And then a voice picks up on the other end of your prayer. You've reached Gond's commune service. Who am I speaking with today?
Yeah, so this is Thogrum Fireforge. Gonna be honest, this is me first time doing this, so
Which Fireforge? Hold on. And you hear like keyboard sounds. There's a lot of Fireforges in the registry. Which Fireforge are you?
Thogrum the Fireforge.
Oh, from Trill.
Saltmarsh. Saltmarsh.
Right. I was going with Planet, but yeah, okay.
Same, I guess.
Sir, okay. So, yeah, great. Okay, I'm going to patch you through to the Miracle Network. Is this about a miracle or are you just communing today?
I think we'll just be communing today.
Mhm.
Someone asked for the miracle.
Questions that I need help with.
All right. I'm going to read you the terms and services agreement so you know that we can only do yes or no questions. You guys to ask your questions before the spell ends, which means you need to ask these questions in 1 minute or less. We haven't started the clock yet because, we need to establish these sorts of things up front. Just so you know, divine beings aren't necessarily omniscient, so you might receive unclear as an answer if a question pertains to information that lies beyond the deity's knowledge. In a case where one-word answer could be misleading or contrary to the deity's interests, we might offer you a short phrase as an answer instead, but this is a special instance. If you cast a spell 2 or more times before finishing your next long rest, there is a cumulative 25% chance for each casting after the first that you get no answer.
Hold on, real second. Before you
Your
do
minute
anything,
started now.
I found a GIF. Sorry, I have to send it. Where's my token real quick? Hold on. This is basically Thogrum, like just sitting there.
All right, your time starts now.
Okay, so is Kaladek responsible for the attack on Oak and Olivia?
No.
Is Oakham's Stolen Research still in town?
No.
Are the kobolds with the Rathroxis tribe?
Define with.
Are they active members of the Rathroxis tribe? Do they live with other Rathroxis?
We're gonna go with yes.
Great. Thank you.
Well, thank you for communing with Gond. I hope that this was a pleasant experience. You may receive a follow-up sending asking for a quality assurance. It's a brief 10-minute interview where we ask several questions about the service you received today. Please take the time to do so. You could be entered in a contest to win 5,000 gold worth of Residium. All right, have a wonderful day.
I didn't get your name. What was your name again?
And the line goes. All right.
Yeah, he worked at like a prison. He called people prison.
Well,
I'll maybe record for quality assurance purposes.
So it wasn't super helpful, but it seems like the wizard's in the clear. And your research is nowhere in town. And the kobold fellas are probably part of the Rathroxis tribe. Probably.
That would have been my guess. Skull crashes his head.
That sounds right.
So I don't know. Maybe if we come up with some more questions, I'll call back tomorrow. But they might charge me a bit if I call again.
How smart does someone need to be, like, to comprehend this research? Like, is it like?
Oh,
like,
wow.
look-
Do you ask that out loud? Because Oakham will immediately like puff up his chest, like like a bird, like that needs to make sure that it's establishing some dominance there. And it says,
Right. Yeah.
"Well, I'll have you know that all of my research was written in my special cipher. So you'd have to be a super genius to translate it.
Are there any people
Okay.
who could decipher it other than you?
Well,
Or-
a super genius could do it.
yeah.
A
Okay.
super
Okay.
genius.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
What does this guy say about his power
A
level
long
spell?
time ago, when I was a young man, there was actually a skill proficiency for deciphering secret codes. But they don't have that anymore. So, like I said, I don't think anybody could do it. Unless they had the linguist feat.
It's a feat.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it nowadays.
Hmm.
It's impossible, even if they use well, I guess they could just use comprehend language as the spell. Boy, it sort of just makes that whole feat worthless, doesn't it? Or not, because maybe I did it so well that even magic couldn't permeate it.
I think yes. You are very smart. We appreciate your smartness.
So you're saying a kobold couldn't read it on their own?
Oh, no, I am not saying that kobolds aren't smart. They're very intelligent creatures. They just make a lot of poor life choices.
But you were worried about.
Did you know that kobolds can live up to 150 years? Even kobolds usually don't know that. Because they make the worst life choices.
Good point. Good point. But you were worried about Kelidek, no? Or
Well, if Mr. Fireforge here says that his god gave Kelidek the all clear, I'm willing to believe him.
Okay.
I mean, would the god of invention lie for some wizard?
No,
Do
I don't
not-
think that he would. I mean, me and Gondor are pretty tight, so I feel like. I mean,
Yeah, didn't you see the look of meditation on his face? He was obviously communing directly with Gond himself.
Well,
Yeah,
Because
Sargon,
again, that conversation was all in your head and nobody else heard it. So
I mean, it
you
was close
Obviously
enough
not,
for
yeah.
government work. We're saying.
Okay. Well, Kelidek can not get killed right now. Then maybe later.
Why do you want to kill Gelidek so bad?
I don't know,
Is it
but
a
Oh,
wizard
probably
thing?
because Kelidek wants to kill him.
Oh boy.
No.
he seems fishy.
I mean, have you
Fish
met a lot
time.
of other wizards in Saltmarsh? Yeah, the Kelidek gets rid of them.
Uh-oh.
Wait. Weird.
I know,
Yeah,
it's very weird and fishy.
You noticed how hard it is to buy signature spell components? He controls the market for that stuff. He does everything he can to squash anyone who wants to study the arcane arts through wizardry.
Then why does he live? And first looks around here, like it's just.
Oh, it's a
obnoxious.
classic wizrobe move, you see. You surround yourself with civilians, and then your rivals feel bad about dropping a meteor swarm on you.
Hmm.
And then you just tell the townsfolk that you're there to protect them, but really, you're just using them as human shields.
Alright.
Something episode of The Witcher.
Yeah. And if things go
Yeah.
wrong with
Yeah.
if things go wrong with a summoning spell, you could just bargain the souls of everyone in the town around you.
All right. Nikolai will tell to his friends.
Now, Nikolai, that's your
sorry.
name, right? I've heard about you.
Yeah, Nikolai Constantine, third of his name.
Excellent, excellent. Someday, perhaps you'll sire a son or daughter, and they can be Nikolai, fourth of their name. Yes.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to imply that you're the kind of wizard who would ever set up a tower in the middle of a populated area and use the people as human shields. But I'm a realist, and I felt like I needed to tell you guys that, yeah, that's why wizards do that.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, I guess. I mean, if I was a wizard, I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, it's a bad idea in that it's not
Well,
good,
it's not a bad
but it's a
idea.
great idea in that it's a good idea.
Yeah, of course not.
Morally, it's a bad idea, but mechanically, it's a very intelligent move.
True.
Give
Agreed.
me a 30 days of downtime and we can discuss this. But otherwise, we should do other things, I think.
Well-
Honestly, by just looking at you, Nikolai Constantine, third of his name, it's probably the fact that you're a hobgoblin and you're dressed like a fighter that he hasn't actually sent creatures and spell sneaks out to kill you in your sleep. He probably
No,
doesn't realize that you're a wizard.
I would like to think that, but it is my friends that give me strength. So, yes, we will stand strong together.
Well, don't tell Kaladek that. He might think that you hid like a phylactery in one of your friends and killed him.
Yes, it's in Buddy.
He's that kind of guy.
Yep,
He's also like 500 years old.
I would never have hit it in Buddy. Please don't think the phylactery is in Buddy.
Okay. So,
New opportunities for you. Is
Oh, buddy.
Buddy a phylactery?
Tomorrow.
Is Buddy ancient lich?
all right. Do you guys have any other business with Oakham? I mean,
Maybe, I don't know.
Like, did he find any like cool artifacts in our absence, or did he do anything like notable while we were being gone?
You asked that out loud because he puffs up his chest. Of course, I found useful stuff. What do you think I do all day? Sit around and be old? Please. There's other adventures in the Sword Coast besides you folks. And honestly, what's with the Salt Bois? Of all the names you could have settled on, the Salt Bois. At least one of you isn't even a boy.
How about the Salt Thems?
It's progressive, but yeah. Anyways, yes. So, yeah, I found some cool stuff. Well, I have it on good authority that there are actually ruins dedicated to Anguillilis directly beneath Saltmarsh. And he pushes back his glasses in like cool anime kid gesture, but he's not a kid, so it takes a while, and it looks very painful. And his nose is really long, so he has to push the glasses for a long time to get them all the way back up.
Oh, okay.
Waiting
I
to
just
see
wanted
if this plot bomb has any effect on you guys, and when
Well-
it really doesn't, he's just kind of like, oh, I thought that would hit a little harder.
No, where below? This is hitting very hard, I think.
Oh, okay. Like the halflings say, did it slap hard, my friend?
Where, like, underneath the river?
Opperlux
Or...
mentioned something in the mines. that
Yeah,
they
or
uncovered.
we TNT'd that area, but we didn't go in.
Oh, what else? Oh, yes. One of the teams uncovered a small sunken ruin, and inside were sarcophagi. And in the sarcophagi, there was fetid seawater. And in the fetid seawater were the mummified remains of mermaids, who then rose as banshees.
So that's yeah, we can kill them maybe.
Oh, no, I'm saying that's already been, taken care of. I'm just saying, you
okay.
asking me cool stuff, so yeah. It was,
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. I had rubbings made from the sarcophagi, because I did not want to disturb their resting place. It would have been disrespectful. It turns out that many of them were of noble blood, captured by the early settlers of Saltmarsh and sacrificed by being entombed alive inside flooded sarcophagi.
The horror. Who would
Imagine trapped in a box full of water with no light, your air supply slowly filtering through your gills until there's none left.
do that? Terrible.
Hmm.
I look over to
Well, I guess we could get going.
I want to ask, sir, where would you go if you had all this research and you were looking for the next step? Say you
Well,
wanted to
probably
go-
over there, and he points to his desk.
Right. Well, the kobolds, they're not there. So
Well then, if the kobolds are trying to do something with the research, I would think that the smartest among them would probably be headed to his or her desk.
Who is his or her?
No finer place to look over research than your own desk.
Well, where's their home? Do we figure out like their nesting area? Do you want
Well, I
privy to
mean,
that?
I would assume probably the swamp. There's not a lot of kobolds live in town. They liked dark places. And the swamp has many dense areas of foliage that could provide cover from the sun even during the brightest days.
Guess we could comb the swamps.
Maybe Pharos' I think wasn't somebody saying about Pharos' kobolds, asking them?
Yeah.
And not to always understand words, but by comb you mean we should get like lots of combs and we should like brush swamps, Pharos, or what should we do with what is good use? What is good way to use combs?
Okay, so you're gonna take your comb that your hairstylist has, and you're gonna go over each blade of grass with it until we find the kobolds.
Make much sense. I will buy many combs just in case they break.
And then the rest of us will go looking for the kobolds in the swamp using Party Ranger.
Well,
Yeah, there's Yeah, so Nikolai Constantine, third of his name, you thought that you would throw this warlock a slow pitch, right? Give him a chance to explain whatever cool magic ritual he was talking about using a comb as a material spell component. But then he decided to make a joke of things.
Humans. Very difficult to understand, but I am
human.
Well, he's the dragonborn, but so. Illyria, listening to these people, as you stand in the fucking room with them, wonder how they're gonna find something in nature. I don't know how I'd feel if I was the only ranger across 5 campaigns. I don't know how I'd feel. I don't count the ranger on Mondays because he basically gets to be Xena and it's way cooler than any ranger. So like they don't count. So you're like the only real ranger across 5 games. I don't know how that feels. Probably feels pretty bad. But yeah, as they stand there puzzling out.
However, will we find these things in the forest?
Find something in nature. Combs? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Miss Illyria, we should buy 25 combs and we should all just comb stuff and things will come out. Right? Is that how it works?
I think Skull's rubbing his temples at this point.
Yeah.
He wants to ask Oak about the he wants to ask more about Anguillisis.
Okay.
And their relationship with the Sahaugan, because he's mentioned Anguillans and Sahaugan. Are they the same thing?
Oh, I think you meant to say Anguillians. They're basically a race of deep sea eel folk. Let's see. I had a great picture of one, but I think they stole it along with my notes. I'll see if I could find something.
Skull, were you talking about the shrine to Agilisis or whatever it was?
No, I just all these different names. So we got Sahaugan, and now we got this new thing, and She Who Hungers is known as this thing, and we haven't seen any of those Anguillians yet, because they're deep sea. So I'm just trying to like connect the dots. Also, I could also ask the princess with the sending stone about where the kobolds in the swamp might hang out. But yeah, all his research was taken, so he's got nothing for me at the moment. So we need to get that back. I feel like we need to know more about these Anguillians before we go mess with.
Can you describe them and I can like police sketch it out?
Oh, that's an excellent idea. Here, let me get you a dry erase board and you can use the marker tool and we'll do it live.
Oh no!
Let's see.
Crack my knuckles real quick.
Where did I put that whiteboard? Here it is. Here it is. Okay, hold on. Yep, there we go. You need it bigger, or is that good enough?
I think that's good.
Okay. All right. There you go. All right, so. All right. He kind of closes his eyes. I am using my keen mind feat to envision my research. I don't really have that. NPCs don't usually get feats, but I just wanted to sound cool. All right. Let's see. They have a long, worm-like body, kind of like a tapeworm, like kind of flat, but not flat all the way.
Like a lamprey?
Yes. Yeah, exactly that. Yes. They have two adorable little dinosaur legs. They're not very fast on land, but pretty fast in the water. And they're kind of beefy, like a hot dog, you know. Let's see. They have man arms with some muscle, and at the end of their man arms, crab pincers.
Oh, jeez.
Illyria, why haven't you? I was gonna say, why? That's amazing.
All right. So,
Oh my God.
you're gonna need to leave some room in the mouth area because they have a giant sucker mouth, like a lamprey, with rows and rows and rows and rows of teeth, and a big hungry orifice in the center that they suck blood through. Yeah, and they have beady little red eyes that can see in great darkness. They like to use weapons crafted from living bone coral. It's like regular coral, but it grows at the bottom of the deep sea, and it's basically like undead coral. So it's very edgy. And they have whiskers that grow out of their chin area. And the whiskers have little glowing things on the end of them, like anglerfish. They usually have about 4 whiskers.
Nice.
How big are they?
That's really good.
All right. Do you want me to actually post the picture so you can see how unbelievably accurate you were?
What?
Yeah,
let's
like,
see it. Let's see it.
Okay.
Hey, okay.
Right? Yeah.
Bad.
Holy shit! Right? Man, I know who I want to be on Pictionary team with. Oh my god. Yeah. So that is that. Let me screenshot this bad boy. I'll use this as the miniature from now on. All right. Excellent. Okay. So,
more mystery.
yeah, he's really impressed. He's like, Miss Payne, I am going to be so forward as to ask, have you ever considered just settling down and being like an actual sage? I mean, we could work together. We could crack the mysteries of the Sword Coast.
Well, I mean, I think I need to help you out first with getting all your research back. That could be a possibility later on.
Oh, excellent. With your incredible artistic skills and my big brain, we could maybe even create a monster manual better than that Volo turd.
Oh.
Ouch.
Sorry, I've met the man. He's terrible. He's one of the worst people. I hope you never have to meet him. All right. So, any other questions for this fountain of campaign knowledge?
No, I guess we could go follow up with the kobolds and see how they're doing, see if they know anything, and then have Aurelia lead us to their probable hideout in the swamp.
Sound good? Yes?
And I still have the sending stone, so keep it close, just in case I call.
I have sunk quite a bit of money into my research. my niece, he looks over and she's by this point fallen back asleep. She's always getting on my case about it, but I could definitely reward you with 1,000 gold dragons. And I suppose if you are able to retrieve anything, perhaps there would be a magical item or two that I could part with.
I mean, you should probably
Very
save
well.
it for his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
All right, so you guys are gonna head over to speak with the kobolds. Do we got some finalized art for these kobolds, or are they still just two adorable like silhouettes here?
Actually, there is a sketch. There's 2 sketches.
Okay, because otherwise I'm gonna bust out my cutest kobold art, which was probably not as cute as the art you came up with, but I will try my best. So, do you?
Well,
wanna
no.
put-
See, well, it depends on which one is, because one I drew on my phone, and the other I drew for actually. So,
okay.
Let me pull them out.
Because like the sketch was looking pretty cute. I didn't know if you had time to take it any further.
Oh no! It's just different. But you get to unless you have cute art, because they're not
Okay.
exactly cute these days.
All right, so these little guys.
Aww.
Oh,
It did this.
I
Let's
mean,
see.
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the cuter kobolds that I got. Let's see. Yeah, there's also these little guys. Oh man, so cute.
Oh man.
Right?
Oh,
Aren't those cute?
I mean, yeah, they are.
What?
I really like the red one.
All right, so you go to meet with your adorable kobolds. They are hard at work, but when they see their former master, they immediately go back into servant mode because they don't really. It's a hard habit to quit. They ask the blacksmith if they can have some time to speak with you, and because they feel they have to ask him everything, like if they could use the bathroom, stuff like that. He assures you they don't have to ask him any of these things, but they always do. So they ask him a lot of questions, a lot. So they are eager to speak with you and try to be as helpful as possible. They eye your companions and look and see that the evil dragon is not with you, and you could see that they are relieved that is not the case. So yeah, they kind of eyeball everyone there, suspicious as they are, and with broad metal hats on their heads to kind of keep the sun out of their eyes. They sit with you in sort of the gardens next to the blacksmith's humble house, and yeah.
What do you need? What do you need, Pharos? We'll help with anything we can.
So these kobolds stole. They're aligned with their. How do you pronounce it? Rethroxis. Abby, do you know anything about this? They're black. They were with the larger lizard folk.
Oh, well.
And there's like a flashback where like you did like SpongeBob driving school with them, and you were like, I need you to forget everything that you know. Oh no, sorry, it was the fine dining episode. I need you to forget everything that you know about anything and just focus on blacksmithing. And they're kind of like,
We know a lot about blacksmithing now. But we really haven't been out much. The blacksmith told us that it's safer for us to stay here. Sometimes we wander at night. But we haven't really seen any other kobolds.
Nah, it's just like, so you sure? Do you know where they recall anything else? Like them being in town at night, them being
Well, I mean, again, the times that we go out, we're very careful not to be seen, because we understand that, sometimes a kobold on its own, at night, they might not get treated very well. So, yeah. But I don't know. Are there other kobolds around? I mean,
yeah. Apparently they're in the swamp somewhere in a cave.
that would make
this-
sense. Yeah. They would probably be in a cave or some sunken ruins, if there's some sunken ruins. They definitely wouldn't want to be anywhere that they would be above ground, because, for one, there's a lot of wyverns in a swamp, and, you don't want them to swoop down and eat you. And for two, there's a lot of other stuff in the swamp that's not a wyvern that would also want to eat you. So you definitely don't want to be above ground if you could help it. Plus, the sun, that's a problem. So, you guys would definitely be looking for something that's submerged or under the ground. Now, kobolds, they're not like, we're not natural swimmers. So I'm not saying that it would be like a lizardfolk lair. It would definitely be something that would still be relatively dry. Is any of this helping?
Yeah, I mean, I could give this information to Aurelia. She's the ranger. She's familiar with like the outdoorsy stuff. I think she could probably use that information to help out.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about the Elven Ranger Illyria Payne?
Sure.
Sure. She's like super famous.
Yeah, she ordered some pots. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's with us. Yeah, she's right over there. Like a point over there, and like I guess Aurelia will wave back.
Oh wait. Tony will pop out my collar.
Okay. Yeah. They kind of squee a little bit, fanboying it just a little bit.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it would help, but we could come with you and protect you while you hunt them down. We could be your kobold expert field guides.
Like, what can I discern about their like relative like power level?
Yeah. Oh, they they beat you to the punch.
All of the hard work we've been doing becoming blacksmiths, we've really beefed up. We each have 8 hit points now.
Oh.
Oh, so
Eesh.
they're good. They'll kill shit, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. They kind of flex a little bit.
Okay. Well, keep it up, guys. I think you'll be safer here. We'll tell you when anything happens, or if you find any more compatriots you could hire on. Maybe take on your own interns.
Yeah. Well, our advice.
And they kind of look at each other and nod, like sharing some sort of strange telepathic bond.
Our advice would definitely be to pinpoint any good sunken ruins. That's definitely what I would go with. Because, like, I would think that there wouldn't be a lot of caves in a swamp. But if there are kobolds in the swamp, and they had their choice, they would definitely be in some sunken ruins.
Oh. Huh.
All right. Oh, that helps a lot, and I'm sure Aurelia would be very appreciative of it, and I'm sure she'll be back for her pot soon. She's a big fan of you guys, I hope. And I guess that's it.
Okay.
All right. So I'll communicate that to Aurelia. It's like, all right, so I guess we might be looking for sunken ruins, anything that's not too much water, deep underground. I don't know if that'll give you advantage on any check that you make to find them, but
Okay.
Sounds like we need some canoes, Thagro.
Oh yeah.
If it is helpful.
Where are our canoes?
Oh,
Go ahead.
I was going to say I can also. I don't think we're necessarily there yet, but if it is helpful, I can suggest people to do something for 8 hours. They could potentially show us where we want to go. if we know the right person. But like I said, maybe not yet. Do we think these kobolds, kidnecks, know where it is?
Oh, well, the
Uh,
kobolds don't know where it is, but they gave us some good advice on where to look.
Do we know of any sunken ruins in the area?
Runes.
You know about the
Yeah,
one.
I mean, there's a number of them. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Oakham was going on and on about them. You
Yeah.
could always double back and
Yeah.
ask. No shame in that.
Yeah, let's double back, maybe?
Yeah, I'll speed this one up. When you go and speak with Oakham and you ask about ruins, he does tell you that there was a very large ruin that he has not had time to investigate yet, and it is in fact sunken very deep into the swamp. All the others that he knows about or had heard rumors about, other than of course ones that are inhabited by lizard folk, he had already kind of sent people to investigate or gone on expeditions himself. The only underground lizard folk lair he knows of is the one that you guys also know of, which is the Soriel. The Rathroxus live above ground.
Maybe the first one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Yeah, he marks it on your map. It is with Illyria involved. You should be able to get there by nightfall. Honestly.
Hmm.
That sounds
Let's
But
do
kobolds
it.
don't like
Yeah.
kobolds don't like the sun though. Maybe we should get there when it's bright.
Well, I mean,
What?
yeah, you could go
It's
camp and then go during the
sunken,
day
right?
if you wanted to.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
It's
Yeah,
not
it
gonna
is.
matter.
It is sunken.
I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna be like in like below Earth, so I don't think it's gonna matter too much.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, I guess make any preparations that you might have. And let me know when you are ready to depart into the swamps.
Okay. Everyone has 9 health potions in their inventory, right?
No.
That I gave.
No.
So everyone
I did
had
not
9 health potions
actually,
in their
yeah.
inventory.
Okay.
I had
Yeah.
2 antitoxin. I had 1 greater healing potion each. And
No,
we
I
still have
appreciate that.
2
I was about to-
superiors. I have 1 superior. We have 3 total. That's the
I
next
was
Oh,
about-
and then Spencer has.
Yeah, Spencer is his little barrel filled up with
6.
basics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to be like, "Hey, Skull, how many health potions do we have?" And you're like, "Oh, here are the exact numbers that you have of every specific type." So that's awesome.
You said 2 antitoxins?
Yeah. I just thought, figured what the heck.
Yeah. I think it's good.
That's the same as a potion.
And then what else was it?
So 1 greater healing potion. And then we still have 2. I have 1 superior. I think Pharaoh still has a supreme, and we have 2 more superiors. We want to hand those out to key personnel. I don't know.
2 superior.
We have 2 superiors left, so we have 3 total. I have 1. I don't know if we wanted to give them to frontliners who have more health, or people in the back who could administer it. I don't know.
yeah. I
Could
could
I
have you
take-
guys. I could have you guys chilling on the Saltmarsh page, derp. Oh well.
Could I, if it's okay, could I take 1?
Yeah. Alright, so you have 1 greater, 1 superior, and then 9 regulars.
Alright, cool. I will attempt to use it wisely. It will probably not.
I forgot
Oh,
about
and
this
then
page.
I guess the Thogrim, you have the wand of magic missiles now.
Oh,
have,
how many
Have fun with that.
how many charges does it have?
7. You spend 1 charge for level 1, or you can spend multiples to increase the level. So you get 1 extra missile for every level. But if you use all of them, you have to roll a dice, and if you get a 1, it blows up.
So you said it has 6 left.
7. Well, we have 2. We thought it'd be a better idea to give you since you don't have a lot of ranged attacks. So the tree's giving you hers, and I'm gonna hang on to mine.
Oh, okay. So hers has 7. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, it recharges daily, so you roll d6 plus 1. You get that many back per day.
So, do we want to find out when we finish all the charges in the dagger, or just want to hold on to it? Apparently something special happens,
Nikolai
right?
still has that.
Yeah, we shall see what happens. Think?
Can't think of anything else. I guess. What's Ebenfeg? How does he feeling? I thought he'd be with us actually. So if he wasn't with us,
Nah, he's been hanging out with Luck. Yeah. Basically, they just hang out at the empty net, and like Ebenfang feels sorry for himself and hides. I mean, it's pretty bad. Like ever since you guys ran into the Rathroxus on the road home, he's been. Yeah, like his spirits definitely were lifted out on the water, but as soon as you returned to land, his gaze would always kind of turn northwards towards the swamps, and he's been very, very distracted.
Poor little guy.
I feel like he's safe with Luck though, so. I don't know what to do. I want to go back on the water then. After.
Yeah. Well, to the. I think we're ready.
I think we're ready to head out, right?
Let's see. Looking at spells, etc., etc.
Everyone have a healer's kit? I feel like we got this done in the 3rd session. Everyone have a healer's kit? Because it was amazing on Saturday when there was a crit card where a guy started bleeding out and he was already dead, so I used 6 charges of my healer's kit over and over again to stabilize him, so he didn't die.
Yeah,
Literally,
I agree.
Plugging up holes with magic band-aids every time he sprung a leak. The Warforged. It was amazing. I feel like that's the most I've ever used a healer's kit ever, so I think everyone needs to have one.
Yeah, they're really.
I mean, they're only 5. They're only 5 gold. Honestly, every person should have one. Yeah. All right. I guess we'll head out into the swamps. All right.
I'm gonna give Vutha his Huggy Bear. I still have that in my inventory. That gives him any comfort. We'll be back soon.
You're such a good dad, Skull.
It is Father's Day.
It brings tears to my eyes.
Oh wow, is today Father's Day? Really?
No.
No. It's not next time. Yeah, next time.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I feel super gypped. Because, like, nobody did anything for me.
No, you have a little bit more time.
Yeah, to be neglected. Got it. So, as you go to speak with him, he wants to know where exactly you're going, because he gets a sense that you guys are obviously going to do something. And you had asked him, I guess, to come and investigate the stuff that he had refused. But now seeing you come again, he just wants to know, like
where are you going, and for how long?
We're going to investigate. Happened to some research. They were stolen by kobolds who live in the swamps.
Kobolds.
His eyes kind of drift away from yours as he's kind of deep in thought.
I see. I would like to go with you, but I worry that might bring me closer to her.
Yeah.
But if I stay here and she finds out that I'm here, she will, I don't know. Luck says that she will never come here for me because she fears the wizard. The one they call Kelladek. Not that idiot hobgoblin, but, the real wizard that's in the tower. So.
Ouch! Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, across town, you just feel like psychic damage all of a sudden. You're
Yeah.
like, what? Oh, what was that? Oh,
Yeah, that escalated really quickly.
yeah, it burns a little.
Like acid.
So I guess I should just stay here in the shadow of his tower. But I did get to thinking that what if the wizard decides to come after me and trade me back to my mother? I'm maybe overthinking things.
That was also my fear, but I believe.
And I asked Luck if the wizard came for me, what would he do? And he looked me right in the face, and he said that he would leave.
Oh. Even Prime Water fears Kelladek.
And you see Luck kind of sitting in the corner, like playing with his magic cards that his buddy got him, and he just kind of shrugs at you, and he's like,
I mean, he's like a 20th level wizard. I mean, I don't even think I'd have a choice.
Probably not. Magic is.
But yeah, Prime Water doesn't mess around with when it comes to Kelladek. So. Look, kid, you're just gonna stress yourself out if you stay here. I mean, you want to go to the swamp, we'll go to the swamp. It's.
Should we bring it with us? I think.
Yeah,
You
I
wanna-
leave it up to him.
you
If he
want to
wants
stay
to come.
here? Stay here. I'll try to keep you safe from non-20th level wizard threats. I'm actually really impressed that Skull, that after everything that we've been through and everything you know, that you would trust me around this little guy, unattended.
I guess I give him a knowing look.
I don't know if it shows a lot of personal growth on my part, or it just shows that you've taken way too many concussive hits to the head. But I'm flattered. So it's up to you. You make the call. The hatchling will do whatever you say, from what I can tell.
And the hatchling in question is just like,
That is not true. That's not true at all. Skull does what I say.
Okay, so here's the deal. He's protected with this magic from divination by this necklace, so a 20th level wizard probably get around that? I don't know.
Or just people know that he's in town.
Yeah, let's bring him with us. Let's go.
Let's
Yeah.
bring and try and attract the wizard. Let's bring him.
No.
No. Well, the people in town they want him out, right? And get rid of him. So
Just everyone's after this baby. We got assassins. we
well,
got
the only
wizards.
people technically that know he's there is Kreb, some drunks that Kreb paid off to convince them that they saw, I don't know, a really short dragonborn. Yeah, and Prime Water. And maybe that's it. I mean, people have seen you around with this creature
Yeah.
before, but now they don't see you with this creature. Your whole crew knows about him, so that's problematic.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yep. Agreed. All right, let's comb through the swamps.
I'll,
okay.
Skull, I'll take you aside and be like, Hey, so how are these scrolls? I think we should give a couple to Ebenfang. He should be good enough to use these, right?
Do you mean the scrolls? Magical scrolls?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think that's the thing that should happen. As someone, as someone who has been hit by many times by that lovely creature, no.
I mean, his acid spread's better than anything he got in a scroll. Also, if I wanted to bet, I would just give him the wand. He could use it with his mouth. This is let him
Also,
have the wand of
I
I mean,
missiles.
that is a pro gamer move that dragons do. Is they just give all their little kobolds magic wands, and then all of a sudden, kobolds are not laughable when they are launching 6 charges of magic missile at you. Yeah, you want to talk about abusing action economy. So, all right.
Yes, just please keep
No,
his,
yeah, I think let our wizard have his scrolls. I only got like 3 of them. This was a fireball, hold person, and something else.
And I like him. He's very.
I think
he's
his
very
breath weapon is
cute.
better than fireball.
No, he's very cute, but I just don't want to feel other stuff.
Well,
You don't want to feel anything?
Not from him.
Oh, okay.
It's
That's
fair.
training.
like a little bit of butt burning, maybe. That's fine.
He's a baby. My God.
All right. Let's see. All right,
You can only
if that is the
imagine one way or
case,
the other.
Yeah, he's safest with me always. So
Illyria,
Mhm.
go ahead and give me a survival check as you start heading out into the swamps.
Can I give her guidance?
I suppose this is more of like representing the whole day of travel. But
Oh.
you know,
yeah, exactly like everything, worrying about every little thing. I just have to trust that the necklace that he has will give us.
If that's allowed. If not,
Yeah.
it's fine.
okay. All right. So yeah, it's fantastic. As you were kind of making your way through the swamps, you don't, like magically pick up the trail of the kobolds in question. But you do manage to sort of pick your way through the swamps, trying to find the drier pathways to follow. The weather is not great. It's overcast. There's a slight drizzle, but it's not like hard rain or anything like that. And you are able, because of your check, to alert the party to the ambush that was laid for you before it actually becomes an ambush. Unfortunately, you were not able to completely prevent it. These creatures are natives to the swamp, etc., etc. But they do not gain a surprise round against you. You guys are walking through a particularly dry area of swamp where the trees sort of thin out a little bit to create sort of a clearing. There are some rancid pools still of water that have sort of been separated from the rest of the waterways. They are choked with algae and slime. It is from these pools that some very big and very nasty-looking trolls rise up, and covered in muck and slime, they do begin making their way towards the party.
Okay, I'll just. There are trolls coming, you guys. How many are there?
Altogether, there are 4 trolls.
4 trolls.
Can we shoot off fire or not yet?
Oh, that's what
Initiative.
initiative and stuff. Yeah, they
Prepare your
invented all these
fire.
crazy game mechanics to deal with. Yeah.
Just want to make sure before.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure. All right, so let me bring you over to that map real quick. Here we go. All right.
Ooh.
If you could see the whole thing refresh, blah, blah, blah. You should be able to just see a swampy map. There should be 4 nasty-looking trolls rising up out of the...
Yep, they're nasty looking.
All right. I can give you a description of them. Does anybody have a particular combat mix they would recommend for swamps? Otherwise, I'm just going to grab some rando combat music.
Not for swamps.
Okay.
No? Yeah.
Ooh, maybe that bog music from Metroid Prime, but it's a little chill.
It's a little too chill. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. This one claims to be a D&D swamp fight music mix. All right, we'll give it a shot.
Hype.
Yeah. Let's see.
Can you also bring my owl over?
This is
Crash?
good.
Oh, your owl? Yeah, sure. No, you know your owl, your cat. Yeah.
Your kitty.
Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Oh, no
played
worries.
owl for a couple rounds.
This is nice. Not gonna lie.
All right, everybody, roll into some initiative for me.
Sorry. I had to refresh again.
I'm.
Oh, and Crash, I would take off Ebon Fang's
Oh.
harness so he can fly.
I'll actually take my initiative, or my inspiration. Sorry.
What do you mean?
I'm
Oh,
gonna.
Are you going to use DM inspiration before you roll initiative?
I am.
Okay. Did you already roll initiative though, or
It was shitty.
remember you got to use DM inspiration before you do the roll. Not after. Bardic inspiration is the one you can do after the roll.
Yeah, I was telling you
Yeah.
I was going to do it before.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It didn't really matter.
Okay. Fair enough. Did you click on your mini to make sure it got added? Let's see.
Nope.
Does not look like it. All
Here.
right.
Here, I'll do the.
I got it.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Or maybe I won't. Hold on. 10.14. There we go. All right. Let's see. And then I gotta do all these NPCs. Here we go. Roll for Buddy. There we go.
Wait, why does he have initiative? Why does he have a
Alright.
spreadsheet?
All right. Starting things off is Luck of the Draw. All right. Luck of the Draw is going to move by the kid, and he is going to fire his crossbow. Yeah, at this closest troll. You know what? He thinks you guys might have the closest troll. He'll go for the furthest troll. He's going to do this one over here. All right, maybe. Oof. 10 does not get through the creature's defenses. All right. That brings us to Illyria.
Okay, I will go on this side of Ebon Fang, and I will cast Mark Prey on this guy. And let's take 2 shots with Sharpshooter.
Oh yeah, 28 definitely hits. Or sorry, so it's sharpshooter. So we're doing. It's already calculated in, right?
No, I watched that video and I learned how to do the sharpshooter adding, but I didn't know how to add like
The
minus
-5 to it. Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha. Okay,
can
so
help you
it's
with
looking at
Okay, thank
23
you.
for 19. And which one are you shooting at?
So, this guy right here.
Oh, that one. All right. As the bolt strikes this creature's ample mass, there is a squelching sound, and you see a thick black substance spray out from the wound, and the
boy.
creature sort of pivots and spins, sort of reflexively spraying it everywhere as it is struck.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
These are not. These are different from the lake trolls that you fought with Gellin. They definitely
Okay.
seem bloated, as if their bodies are just full of whatever that fluid is, and it's constantly leaking from like ruptured skin and open sores on their bodies.
Okay, let's take another shot at that one that's far away.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
21 or 20? 21? 21?
Well, it's -5 for sharpshooter if you're doing sharpshooter, but
Yeah.
so it'd be a 17. 17 would still hit. Yep.
Well, I get it. I get
Oh, right.
advantage.
Because you use your spell on it to do the
Uh-huh.
advantage thing. Gotcha. Yep. So that definitely hits. All right. Let me tag that one so I don't forget. All right. Anything else from Illyria?
Seeing the splatter, I'm going to tell everyone to keep their distance and can tell Even Fang to follow me,
Okay.
and I'll move away.
All right. As your turn ends, this troll right here, a native to the swamp, it just begins picking its way through the marshy terrain towards you. It only makes it to here before having to use a dash action to travel the rest of the distance. It is going to move right up next to Spencer and Tree. Its arms wide, its mouth slavering with drool and hunger. Tree, you are now in melee.
Fantastic. Can you throw me up a hypnotic pattern?
Sure.
I assume it's my turn. No. Is that the end of that one? Okay, yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Right?
Okay. Each of them must make wisdom saving throws with disadvantage because I'm assuming you're using the instrument to cast this?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. First one. And second one. Alright, they both fail and are hypnotized.
And then I am going to Hey, Illyria!
Run away!
Alright. That brings us to another one of the trolls. Let's see. This one is all the way down here. It begins shambling, almost
then,
like
sorry, as a bonus action, all the Spencer and I guess Katyari doesn't need it, but Nikolai and Thogrum and Pharos. If you want to move away without taking opportunity attacks, you can take 8 temp HP and move away. And Skull, why don't you take the last bit if you want it?
How many
The HP.
can we move?
8 temp HP, and you can move up to your distance, up to your travel speed.
20.
Why don't you give mine to Evan Fang?
Okay, sure. I do that.
Okay.
Right, I'm gonna move up a little bit actually on that. Let's see, right about there? Yep.
Okay. Let's see. If that is the case, this one, let's see, would move, to here, and then it would take a dash action wants to get engaged with as many people as possible. So it's going to run around Skull and try to get close to everybody else. There we go. All right. This one right here is what?
Oh, so did it come within 10
Oh,
feet
sorry.
of me?
Yeah, I was saying it's not. You're not Skull. You're Pharos. Yeah. So it does try to run past you, Pharos. And you do have 10-foot reach. Do you want to make an opportunity attack?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, 16 is enough to hit the creature. As you do, the wound sprays that weird fluid everywhere, but it is not close enough to you to hit you. Alright, it continues running towards the main group, but having been struck by you, it kind of wheels around in the grass and then returns to engage with you instead.
Okay.
Alright, so that'll be that thing's turn. That one is hypnotized. That brings us to Spencer.
Spencer is going to take a defensive stance next to Even Fang to try to protect him as much as possible. He will
Alright. Pharos, to you. Your reaction refreshes.
Right. I will attack this thing twice.
Alright, yeah, both of them hit. Since you are in melee with the creature, each time you strike it, its poisonous blood does spray all over you. So,
Okay.
hold on a second. There's actually just a button for that. There we go. So the first time you strike it, you take 5 poison damage. The second time, you take 2 poison damage.
Alright. I have 1 team HP left. And then I'll just hit it with the breath weapon. And I'll be done.
Alright, so just doing a straight shot this way sort of deal. Okay, it's going to make a dexterity saving throw. Here we go. It fails, taking the full amount, and you see that its wounds, which were rapidly regenerating, are no longer regenerating.
Hey, I'll see if I can call it the skull. Like, hey, hit it with acid. Like, hit it.
Yeah.
Alright. Anything else from Pharos?
That's it for me.
Alright, Nikolai, to you.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Fireball.
Okay. Unexpected. Unexpected.
Yeah, who would ever have guessed
Let's
that
see.
a wizard would ever do this? So, if you would mind give.
There you go. It's a good
Oh
spot.
my goodness.
There.
Ah!
Also a good spot. Also a good spot.
Up 1. Up.
I will honestly take it. I think
You
Okay.
can't move, or
I can.
Move it 1 to the left.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Yaru.
Okay.
Cat Yaru gets like.
at this point.
you hate
Wizard
like-
cats,
ever.
you know?
Katyaru, who had their ears perked up as Therese started handing out temp HP and free movement, and then she hears from Therese's mouth, "Oh yeah, they don't count. They don't need it. It's fine." It's fine. Ears just kind of flatten out, like, "Oh, that's how it is." Yeah.
Is there a world in which I could pull Cat Yaru with me while casting that or not?
Unfortunately, no. This is the hard life. If Katyaru is like perched on your shoulder, tiny creature on a medium creature, absolutely. Is that what's happening?
Or you could just hold your spell, and he's going next, it looks like. Oh no.
Is it a bonus?
Yeah, yeah. If I
Oh,
could,
he didn't get sorted right. He was supposed to move first. He got a 21.
Yeah.
He rolled a
They
bit
got
late.
rolled in super late. Look, the familiars usually, right, hang out with the wizard. So if they're hanging out with you, then when you move, they would move also. That's the benefit of them being tiny, is that they could ride around on your shoulder.
if that works,
Okay.
I would like to do that. But if not,
All right.
I
Yeah, go
understand.
for it.
Okay, okay.
All right,
All right.
so you back away, and then you drop this fireball. These 2 trolls fail their saving throws automatically. This one down here at least gets to try to make a saving throw.
All right, we're gonna try and roll wherever it is. There we go. Level 3.
Holy shit, that's a pretty good fireball. Okay, so these two take 33 points of damage, and their regeneration stops. And the one that was sprayed with acid and hit 3 times by your ally takes half the damage.
Okay. That was a good enough turn. He's good.
Okay. And these two, since they took damage, are no longer hypnotized. Alrighty. Next up is Skull.
Okay. How is their reaction to fire?
Same deal. The regeneration does shut down.
Okay. Where did that other one go? Oh, there he is.
Oh, by the way, Pharos, when that one got damaged with the fireball, it sprayed poison all over you.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want you to feel like I forgot. So you take 6 points of poison damage.
All right. Cool. 6.
Okay. I'm going to run up to this one, pulling out my greatsword as I do. I'll ignite it as I'm running up to this guy.
Nice.
And let's just take a couple swings. I clicked it. There we go.
Ooh, yeah. Does not hit.
Okay. Let's see.
What, a 10, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's auto miss.
Yeah.
And the second one?
26 definitely hits. Alright. It takes 23 points of damage, some of which is fire.
And is it hit? We're going
And is bloodied.
Alright. With the momentum of that.
Oh, and then of course it sprays blood all over you.
Yeah.
14 points of poison damage.
Nice. Yeah, minus 14. And then with the momentum of that, we're gonna try and reach up and get this thing into a headlock with a restraining strike as a bonus action.
Hmm.
So it's gotta be a 30.
I refuse to roll.
Okay.
Okay.
It's grappled and restrained, and I'm just kind of holding it down.
Alright.
And I'll move here, and that's it. I'm done.
Alright. Seeing that you have this creature right where he wants it, Evenfang is going to fly over and breathe his breath weapon.
Oh. How far does it go? I forgot.
That's 15 feet.
Okay.
Alright. And let's see. This creature is restrained, so it's got disadvantage, and prone, so super disadvantage on its dex save. Still makes it though. Takes 10 points of acid damage. Alright. Is this one of those mixes where like all the songs are different volumes? That's so disappointing. Oh well. Alright, and then he will use his rest of his speed to fly back to where he was, kind of winging back around. Alright, the final troll runs up. It don't care. Dying is how you make more trolls. So, alright. Exciting reproductive cycle. Alright, it's going to use a dash action to get right on top of Luck, Katiaru, and Katiaru's wizard friend. Alright.
Girl, come on.
Thogrum, first in round 2. You're up.
Thogrum's gonna kind of sigh, and he's just gonna look over at Illyria, and he's gonna grab a hold of her crossbow and cast a holy weapon.
Oh, nice. Alright.
And just sigh and like, dear, would you please dispatch these for us? I'd appreciate it.
That is a
rather
baller buff. Oh my god.
And then I'm gonna basically impose myself between the group back here and just dodge.
Alright. I do not have a token marker for that spell because I have not seen it in a long time. I guess for now we can just do. Man.
It lights up like a light, so just give it like an aura maybe.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
I like that.
Alright.
That's a big light too, wow.
Yeah, it's 30-foot
Oh.
radius and dim light for another 60-foot radius. Yikes. Let's just give you like a 15-foot aura so you don't like take over the whole map. Is there a particular color you like?
Okay,
Oh,
it should be
jeez.
like a gaunt color, right?
Yeah, I mean, just
Sorry about that.
yeah, just like a gold, I guess.
Okay.
And faded out and then came back with the same song at like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
1 billion volume. Yeah. Hold on.
I can find something if you.
I was digging the swamp music from Monster Hunter. I don't know why it had to stop. Here we go. We'll just play that one. Oop. All right. There we go. And all right. All right. That brings us back to Luck. Luck is going to pick up the doll as an item interaction that got left behind, and then he's going to 5e shuffle over to here. He's not a real rogue, not trying to hurt his feelings. So let's see. Yeah, alright, he will just use his short sword. There we go. Here's the first short sword attack. Maybe? Maybe? Oh, there it is. Okay. That is a hit. Second short sword attack. Also a hit. And then he'll throw a sneak attack on top. Unfortunately, he did not get 3, but it was nice to roll 20 to think of us. Alright, so he does 46 extra damage from his sneak attack. Here we go. Now the problem here is Katyaru, Nikolai, and Luck of the Draw. Each of the 2 times it was damaged, this thing sprays blood at everybody. Alright, so Katyaru, you take 12 points of poison damage, but I think Tressum might have something going on with poison. Maybe. And then I think they maybe just detect poison. I don't know. And then the second splash does 2 points of poison damage.
I think he's dead.
It just turns like green. Its eyes turn into X's. It falls off your shoulder, and before it hits the ground, it has poofed back into ectoplasm.
But I'm gonna check.
Alright.
Just in case.
Unfortunately for Luck, he can't seem to catch a break here. This creature is immune to poison, which is Luck's main source of damage. But his sneak attack and his other damage have managed to bloody the creature. Alright, Katyaru's more than likely out of here.
I'm immune to poison, apparently.
Oh, nice. Immune to poison damage and poison status? Yes.
Yep.
So you're fine. Alright, so Katyaru, your turn.
Yeah, fuck this shit. Man, I think Tressum's gonna... Whatever. He's gonna flap his, like, cute little kitty wings, right on this guy, for whoever takes the next attack. So, help action. Yeah, so I think he's gonna help whoever attacks this guy next.
Alright. That brings us to Illyria.
Okay, can I bonus action toss Hunter's Mark on that?
Yeah, I mean,
Goodness.
it's your spell slots. Yeah, go for it.
This is gonna be insane.
Yep.
And then let's take first shot.
But you have to concentrate on both, though. I don't think.
No. So in the UA, it doesn't. Hunter's Mark doesn't require concentration.
Oh, that's right. The new
anymore,
one
so-
one doesn't.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, go.
And it's with advantage, so 30.
25 to hit.
25 hits.
With what was it? 2.
Additional 2d8.
8, and also Hunter's Mark.
Alright. So, 26, 35, 38 points of damage.
And he's
All
still
right.
kicking it.
Oh no, the creature is quite dead.
Nice.
Okay, and let's take a second shot at this one here.
Okay. Oh, sorry, guys who are surrounding it. Here's the poison damage. Hold on. 9 damage
Oh my
for
gosh, I'm
Nikolai
sorry.
and luck of the draw. Okay,
Um,
Illyria.
Okay, so second shot on that one. This is no advantage.
Well, it is restrained, so it would be advantage.
Oh, he. Oh,
It'd be advantage, but it's prone, so it'd be disadvantage. So
so
it'd be a normal shot.
okay.
Right.
17 is gonna hit.
But it's -5.
Oh, then it does
Yeah.
not get through the creature's hide.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Anything else from Illyria?
How did that one only come up with 1, not 2 like the other one?
Because the other ones are advantage because I have Mark Prey, but I can't.
You
Move
can't
my
move
mind.
it.
Any
Prey.
amount of disadvantage
Oh,
counteracts any amount of advantage.
Yeah.
So yeah, to speed up gameplay basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. During playtesting, it was a real hassle to have to count how many advantages and disadvantages you had and cancel them out and stuff. So, all right, cool. Anything else from Illyria?
Nope, I'll stay here next to
Okay.
Hang and Spencer.
All right. All right. The troll that you have on the ground that is restrained, it will just flail at you and try to. Oh wait, even better. The creature will grab itself and plunge its
Ew, gross.
claws into itself, causing its portions of its own flesh to explode.
Wow.
All right. Let's see. It would just hit Skull, though, which is very selfless. It's like Captain America throwing himself on a grenade over there. So the troll deals damage to itself. Let's see. Oof, does a lot of damage to itself. And then Skull, I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw. All right, you take half of the damage and are not poison statused. So you take 7 points of poison damage.
Okay.
Also, when it hurt itself, it also poison splashed you from that. So you take
Nice.
9 damage from the poison.
Got it.
All right, and that is its turn. Tari.
I am going to cast Heat Metal on the arrow that Illyria shot.
Oh, into
Into
that
this one?
creature. Nasty. Okay.
It's
Can you?
2d8.
All right. Can you post it up for me? I know there's
Oh,
no
yeah,
save
sure.
or anything, but
Yep.
all right. All right. So 5 points of fire damage reapplies the fire damage, or okay, we'll take the 13 points of fire damage. All right. As it takes damage, it sprays poison all over Skull. You take 6 more poison damage.
Alright.
All right. So, Tari, you are concentrating on heat metal, which is on this guy. Got it. All right. Anything else
That's
from Tari?
it.
Okay, fair enough. All right. This troll right here, unable to regenerate from the acid damage that it took. It is right there next to this guy that was beating it up. It looks around. Everyone's spread out. It can't use its cool AOE attack because everybody's spread out. This is some bullshit. All right. The creature is instead just going to attack Pharaohs 3 times. So here's the first attack.
Pharaoh, you're very good at
Okay.
being unconscious. We
The
look
second
for-
attack. And the
Oh.
third attack.
Ah, good.
Oh, this is good.
Oh,
All right. I think only the bite makes it through your defenses.
Right.
Okay. And you are poisoned until the start of the troll's next turn. And poison's just disadvantage to a bunch of stuff, attacks and whatnot. And you take 5 piercing and 3 poison damage. The creature is going to take this opportunity to move away. You can make an opportunity attack if you'd like.
Okay.
It will be a disadvantage from poison. All right, 14 does not get through the creature's defenses. It is going to move up to here. All right. That brings us to this one right here. It does not get to regenerate because of the fire damage it took. All right. It takes a gander at the battlefield that's sort of laid out before it, and sees this guy right here. It's just going to run past you. Let's see. Yeah, it'll run over to here. Pharos has already used his reaction. As the creature comes barreling towards you, Nikolai Constantine, third of its name, it raises its claws, it grabs hold of each of its titties, and it just rips them off. And then, and out of the empty stumps that were its titties, you just see sickening purple flesh and muscle, and this black blood just starts spraying like a lawn sprinkler everywhere.
My troll shake things.
Horrible. Alright, what?
Okay, so the creature deals 7 damage to itself, which causes it to spray poison all over you. So you take 7 points of poison damage. Your cat, covered in poison, is taking no damage from this, and I would think maybe is kind of watching you from your shoulder, drenched in poison, as you just are drowning in poison, just kind of like, this is my time. This is my moment.
I would hope so.
All right, I need Luck, Skull, and Nikolai to all roll Constitution saving throws. Katiara, you don't have to roll because you're immune to poison. All right. Let's see. Ooh, okay. Nikolai, you and Luck both fail. You're both poisoned. So you have the poison status. In addition to that, you take the full damage from the poison splash, which is
7.
21. This is from the actual titties spraying poison everywhere that it ripped off.
Wow.
Skull, you take half of that, so you take 10 points of poison damage. And that is that creature's turn. All right, Spencer, you're up.
Healing?
Shit. Okay,
Spencer, they're asking for healing, but
medic.
you've been going to night school. I don't know, but they did make you the special collar. I don't know. I mean, that's a thing.
Okay, he's going to clamp on to the little device that'll dispense a healing potion
Okay.
for Skull, and he's not used to it yet, so he can't really control his slobber. So there's gonna be
Okay.
some slobber that gets into that pot as well.
Oh, yeah.
So
All right, fair enough. Go ahead and
that
roll the healing potion.
for Skull.
What? What's happening? It's a healing lick.
That is exactly
Yeah,
what
that-
happened to me yesterday when I was streaming my D&D notes. Yeah,
It's his barrel.
Oh,
baby
right.
pug climbed up into the computer chair and started making out with me on camera. So, all right, yeah. So Skull, you're holding this thing down in like a series of WrestleMania moves, and Spencer comes bounding up and just sort of like pseudo tackles you, and just all of a sudden there's sort of a clunk sound as like a spigot is in your mouth, and you just this just floods you with potion.
Oh wow. This
Might be
certainly-
something you guys want to practice during a long rest.
Yeah.
So,
This is
Yeah.
strange.
yeah.
I agree.
All right, Pharos, to you.
All right. Ferris looks at. I guess everything ran away from him. So, as
Well, normally in the last adventure arc, everything was trying to kill you. I thought
right,
maybe you could-
yeah, you get a break, so it's
Yeah.
nice. So he'll curse this guy.
Okay. I mean, normally that's Therese' thing to curse at people. But are you gonna hexblade? Are you gonna hexblade curse it, or are you gonna hex?
Yeah.
Which one?
The hexblade curse.
Okay.
Because I want those health points back.
Are you just trying to get as many like token markers on it as possible? Is that okay?
And then I'm gonna cast Sickening Radiance to I guess right here, so it hits all the trolls.
Okay. Let's check out Sickening Radiance. I like, as a player, how you pick spells that nobody else picks, because this is another one that I have not actually got to see in gameplay before. Let's see. Concentration up to 10 minutes. A dim greenish light spreads within a 30-foot radius sphere, centered on a point you choose within range. The light spreads around corners. It lasts until the spell ends. When a creature moves into the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, that creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 4d10 radiant damage. It suffers 1 level of exhaustion and emits a dim greenish light in a 5-foot radius. This light makes it impossible for it to benefit from invisibility. The light and any levels of exhaustion caused by the spell go away when the spell ends. So it's like a big boy version of Fairy Fire.
Yeah.
It's interesting. The problem is it does do friendly fire. So...
Yeah, I was thinking if I could get if I could position the circle in a way.
Hold on a sec. Let's see. We got a template we could use for this. Let's see. We'll make it green, I guess, because that's edgier. Here we go. There you go. Yeah, wherever it goes is where it is. You keep in mind, you are also a creature.
Yes, I am aware.
Okay.
I'll take it if since I don't want to hit skull. I guess that's the only place I could put it that wouldn't hit skull and wouldn't also hit me.
I mean, other people will.
All right, works for me. Anything else? Anything else for us? I mean, you do have movement, so there's.
Oh yeah, I guess. Yes. I'll sequence it that I can move right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So you step back and then cast a spell. All right.
Right.
Sounds good. A sickening green light begins to boil up from the swamp in like a swirling vortex of light and I don't know, eeriness, I guess, because of the whole greenish light thing. These creatures, on their turn, will have to deal with the consequences of the spell. Anything else from Pharos?
I guess I'll just heal myself with paladin nonsense, but that'll be the end of my turn.
Oh, okay. Nikolai Constantine, third of his name.
Alright, not affected by that.
You are just outside. Yeah, just outside of the nastiness.
Alright, cool. Well...
So 5 hit points.
Yeah. Can he see through it?
Yeah, it does not say anything about obscuring. So it's just sort of like you're at the club, you know, and like they got the smoke machine going.
All right.
Yeah.
Fireball, I think.
Oh, if you're gonna use fireball again, I guess I didn't need to do that.
I'm gonna not hit you.
Oh, okay. We'll see how that goes. All right, where are you gonna put it?
Right there looks good.
All right. Oh yeah, I like that one. That's good.
Wait, that's
Spencer likes that one.
That's got skull, Greg.
Honestly, he'll take a little bit of that. We should always let's see. So no Spencer. Yeah.
What?
So you're gonna nuke you and Skull?
Dead.
Yeah, Skull has like not many hit points.
Yep. You know, that's how it works.
You throw down one. Okay, go
hold
down
on,
one.
hold on.
Wait.
Okay.
How
So
it
you're gonna hit these things, and they're
You
gonna
can
deal
move it
poison
down
damage
more
after they
and
take
still
damage.
hit, and still hit, and still hit. You can move it down more and still hit everything.
You could do
It's clear
that.
There you
that's what
go.
we're doing.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, I don't know if this is RP where you kind of like, you know, we're gonna
do you hate him?
kill the
I'm worried this might
Pharaohs,
actually
There's
just
like
kill
a
me because
lot
of the
of
extra poison
chatter.
damage. I will take 2
No,
failed death
there's-
saving throws if
there's
you do
like-
this.
So many chatter.
right.
Fine.
All right, this is where you're gonna
feel
place
like
it.
I feel like my role playing is being like sort of constrained, but whatever.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it would kind of be construed as PvP if all 5 of your party members could see that you had a way not to hit him and you hit him anyways. It would
Alright.
definitely be construed as
Alright.
PvP.
Can't you
Alright.
go down
So
one more,
I'm
not
gonna
to
do
hit
that.
yourself?
If he goes down 2 more, he won't hit himself. Yeah.
And won't
But
hit
then
He'll hit
but
won't
then-
Pharaoh.
yeah.
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 No, just move it one down.
But he could also do Pharos' pro move and back up, but that will give this thing an opportunity attack. So I don't know if he wants to do that.
No, I
Hashtag.
don't really want
Good
to.
to
Honestly,
Alright.
like,
Hashtag.
yeah.
He wants to take. Let him take.
There you go.
It's okay.
There you go,
He
right
can
there.
Take the damage.
There! Look, now it doesn't hit any good guys.
Yep. I feel
Okay.
like it's pretty good. All right.
It hits all 4 bad guys and no good guys. It's the most optimal placement of the fireball that you could possibly have.
All right.
Okay. So, let me roll some saves. The first one is prone and restrained, so it's got disadvantage. It fails. The next one fails. The next one. And the one that is dead on the ground automatically fails.
All right.
So, what is the damage?
24.
All right, because this is fire damage, a couple of things happen. The most important one is that Skull takes poison twice. So 11 and 9.
9. All right, 20.
All right. Then, let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Then the fat inside the trolls that is super flammable bursts into flames. So their 4 spaces count as burning terrain. As they catch on fire, they are not coming back from that. This one right here is bloodied by the damage, but still going. And it is not regenerating because of the fire damage that it took. This one right here made the save, so it only takes half the damage, but that is enough to bloody it. As both of those are damaged, and the one on the ground that was actually still alive because it's a troll and it was regenerating, because it hadn't taken fire or acid, all 3 squirt poison blood as they are damaged. This one is for Luck and Nikolai, so 11. This one is just for Nikolai. This one is just for Nikolai. So Nikolai, a total of 25 poison damage.
Okay.
All right. And that is anything else from Nikolai?
I'm pretty good.
Okay. Skull, the creature that you are holding is on fire.
Yeah,
I would
I was
recommend
gonna-
not holding on to it anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it died, I was
Okay.
gonna let go of it.
Okay.
As a free action.
Yeah,
I
like
think
when
I
it
could
went
do.
up like a gasoline fire, it's probably a good time to stop grappling it. Yeah. All right.
Let's see. I can't see Nikolai's health, but I wouldn't know how much health he had anyway. So
Temporary hit points would be good.
I can't do that. But what can I do? Let's see. Oh, you look like you're fine. This is
I'm actually not.
okay. Well, I would like to go this way, and the first thing I like to do is bonus action. I'm going to roar. Try and scare these fools. It's a DC 13. Wisdom.
Okay. They will try to make wisdom saving throws. This is the 2 that are still alive, yeah? Or
Any creature
let's
I
see,
can
a target
see-
automatically.
Oh, well, if it can't hear me. I don't know.
No, I can hear you. Okay. So it's any creatures you choose within range. I don't know.
Yeah.
Your thing doesn't really say the whole ability, but that's cool. All right. So the top one and the bottom one. Top one gets an 18. Bottom one is a feared. There you go. All right.
So bottom one got frightened. Okay. And then I will... jeez. I'm just going to... No, I guess I will attack it. I will attack this one on top once.
Okay. Alright, yeah, 21 hits, takes 15 points of damage, and sprays poison on you and Nikolai. 12 points of poison damage to you and Nikolai.
Alright, and
Is there any save?
No.
None of these give you a save.
I am down.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Where are you tracking your HP? Because your miniature should reflect what your HP is.
Yeah, I
they're
thought you had
linked
a
to
lot
your
more.
Yaru is on top of his head, so Cat Yaru's.
Yeah, but
are-
even without it, it says he's got 54 out of 65 hit points. That's why I'm trying to figure out where he's tracking his hit points.
Yeah, it's not working. I'm pretty sure I'm down to 0.
Oh, okay.
I've taken. Well, yeah, we can check it out later.
Okay.
Anyway, as part of the same attack, I would like to make it the menacing attack, so it needs to make a DC 17 Wisdom save.
Okay. It makes it.
Dang. Okay. Gosh. And then, with my movement, I'll keep going this way. I'm gonna grab Nikolai with my second attack, because I only attacked once, so I got the second attack. I'm gonna try and grapple him.
Sure.
Oh, I already used my bonus action.
Okay.
I got nothing else.
Alright, fair enough. Let's see. Eben Fang is going to fly over and breathe acid at this one because his breath weapon came back. Alright, creature has to make a dexterity saving throw. It does. It is still going. Alright, that brings us to this one that's burning on the ground. It's super dead. Thogrum, you're up.
I'm going to cast Mass Healing Word.
I gain
Okay.
health with a die.
Let's see. Nothing for it? I do.
How much health are you supposed to gain, Pharaohs?
1 per warlock level plus my constant charisma modifier.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So you got it all locked down. Cool. All right, you do a mass healing word. So that is how many targets?
6, I believe.
Okay.
Find something new here. So,
Oh,
I guess Luck, Constantine, Skull, and then I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna cast it on Eben Fang and Pharaohs, and then Spencer, just so they can feel the light of God.
All right. And you also targeted Nikolai, yeah?
Yeah, one.
Okay.
Yeah, one.
So Nikolai, you are prone but alive, with 8 hit points.
4, 5, and 6. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
And then,
All right. Anything else from Thogrum?
And I will dodge again.
Okay. Let's see. Luck's turn. Luck is going to move away from these creatures. And he's going to take a shot at this one. There we go. Oh, wait. He's going to try to pull the shot back because Constantine is on the ground. Alright. So whatever the roll is, he's not going to take it. I don't know if Roll20 will ever tell me the results of his roll, but he will move back and ready a shot instead. All right, Katiaru's turn. What do you want Katiaru to do?
My God. Honestly, like, let's see. What are people up to? He'll go. I think he'll fly. Jeez. He'll like flap around the creature that is attempting to kill Nikolai.
Okay, that would be both of them.
Yep, yeah, I know.
You want to do top or bottom?
Bottom.
Okay, so you grant help action on the bottom one. Got
Yeah, he's like, fuck you. Like, I'm gonna meow at you. I'm gonna like cough like it, like barf at you like in the middle of the night. Like, fuck
it.
you.
Sure, fair enough.
Yeah. He's a naughty kitten.
All right.
He's done.
Illyria, to you.
Okay, I will bonus action mark prey on, I guess, this one, and I'll hold my shot until Nikolai can move out of the way.
All right. Holding a shot. Got it. Tari, to you.
I will also cast I'll cast mass healing word or mass cure wounds. Sorry, mass cure wounds.
Oh.
Hold on a second.
All right, 5th level spell, dropping the big guns. Okay. So you can do up to 6 creatures in a 30-foot radius sphere, centered on a point within 60 feet. So who are you going for?
Well, Pharaoh's healed himself, so I'll just center it kind of
doing great.
here-ish.
Yeah, okay.
Like to get, I guess I can't get. Well, if I go, is somebody else? Can I get luck in there?
Yeah. Again, I mean, 60 feet is 30 feet is 6 squares. So,
right.
Yeah, like anywhere that you put it, right? Like you're gonna be able to go 30 feet.
Right. Yep.
Out from it. Yep.
That is what I will do.
Okay, so who are you healing?
Well, everybody. There's not more than 6, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah. Okay. So everybody recover 22 hit points. Sweet.
And then I am going to use a bonus action to get Nikolai, Skull, Spencer, and Thogrum, and Pharos get 8 temp HP and move up to there.
Okay.
And move. How far?
Your speed. So you would do half your speed to stand, and then move, or you could just move at half speed and crawl. But it might be better to stand first, because then you at least you're not granting advantage to any attacks that might come at you.
Sure.
Okay. As you move out of reach of the creature's blood, Luck will take his shot that he was holding. Illyria, I know you were holding a shot if you want to take it. Oof. Alright, that was a big miss. Oh wait, was this advantage used yet? I guess not? Because everybody was holding shots? Yeah, okay, never mind. Thanks to Katiaru, Luck got a critical hit on this thing. And he'll do his sneak attack on it. So that's another 8d6 from the critical. So it just took 33 points of damage. 41 points of damage. Holy shit. Okay. Which one did you shoot at, Illyria? Top or bottom?
If the bottom one is still up, I would shoot the bottom one.
Okay. You finish off the bottom one. All right. That takes us to this troll right here that is in Pharos' aura. So, Pharos, it's got to make a saving throw here. Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think I already rolled the damage as 22 radiant.
Okay.
DC 16.
It does not make it. The radiant light envelops the creature and it falls over dead. All right. You guys have the action economy necessary to go deal a singular point of fire or whatnot to prevent any further regeneration. And you have defeated these trolls. Well done.
That was
All right. You guys
very-
can sort out that post-combat, try to figure out your next move.
That was very taxing.
Uh-huh.
I am gonna drink some shit, I think.
I'll pat him roughly on the back. It's like it's rough, but it's fine. It's
Oh, I agree. Yeah. This is how you deal with things.
Perhaps we should keep the dancing things dancing and focus on the things that aren't dancing first.
I'm gonna
Precious, I think I
drink-
need some poison damage because that thing took radiant damage before it went down.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah, that's right. I like that honesty. Thank you.
Do you all want to
It's sad that Pharos took it out because it was going to tear its chest open and do an assload of damage. But oh well.
so.
do you all want to rest a little bit, or do we
Oh, I'm always up for a short rest.
or should we drink? I don't know. I mean,
I think well, I thought maybe we could go sort of closer to the
This seems
skull,
dangerous stuff to
the
rest.
caverns, and then maybe
I
a
mean,
tiny hut would be in order, but I don't know.
I'm about to die, and I have a tiny hut too.
We could drink it up and then move along and see what we come
No.
across, because
Well, it's just if we took a long rest, then we wouldn't have to use the potions, and we would have them for later. But if we can't get in a long rest, then that would be
You mean a short
unfortunate.
rest or a long rest?
a long rest. But if
Yeah.
people don't, yeah, we can take a short rest. That's fine.
I mean, whatever.
Illyria the Ranger. You guys are literally only 6 ranger hours outside of town, so like 12 hours of travel for a normal party. They could take a long rest, but it'll be a while before they could take another one. So I don't know how you want to advise them. The area, being home to venomous trolls, is likely not a popular destination for anything. So there could be more trolls in the area, a distinct possibility, but it is doubtful that there's anything else in the area that would be a threat. So you could try to rest here. An hour probably wouldn't be the end of the world. A long rest in this area could result in more trolls if this is sort of their territory, or nothing.
I think we should keep going. Drink some potions.
Or a short rest, maybe.
That works for me.
You know, use those hit die. I get my spell slots back. And
I will need some healing potions, I think, to be effective.
You've got a bunch.
I
don't
you
gave
got
you
8.
10.
I'm just telling y'all.
You use them now.
It's you know.
Or if we can take a short rest.
you can use your hit dice. You don't have to use
Right.
pots.
Yeah, but I'm like a.
I'm okay with the rest.
I'm a wizard, and I don't have like a lot of hit dice, so I'm just telling y'all, like, it's not gonna be the best.
How many hit die can you use on a short rest? Like,
Use as many as you
D6.
want.
Yeah. I
But
have
you
a D6.
can stack them though. You can
They
use
use-
many
keep-
levels.
plus 3.
Yeah,
Did
It's
you
a
have, like, bonus?
it's a D6.
Yeah, I
plus
get
con.
a
Okay, wait. I have one spell
Yeah.
slot left. If we take a short rest, I promise I'll use Cure Wounds on you at 4th level, even.
I
Here we go.
don't care, but I'm just telling you, like, I can't. Yeah.
But
he's
this
saying
is
that he'll
why
Or you. Or you, Sailor.
we
Bit of
have to
insurance, just in
respect
case.
the CC.
We're good.
Yeah, I think we can get enough health without having to long rest.
No, I don't think we need a long rest. I think a short rest is fine.
Okay.
If anybody cares, Luck of the Draw and Eben Fang are both in support of stopping to catch your breath, aka a short rest, and are willing to sort of patrol the perimeter while you guys do so.
Cool. Let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thogrum. Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Eben Fang invites Spencer to join them on patrol.
Thogrum,
Yeah, I'll go with them too.
as soon as like everyone's together, Thogrum's just gonna say like, "I'd like to make a note of this special occasion that neither one of our dragonborn folk hit the floor." So I'm pretty happy with that.
Mr. Cleric, I might also not need to spend too many hit dice. If you could heal me a little bit, if you would be willing to
Holy
do that?
Holy weapon lasts an hour too. We're gonna lose that. Oh no.
And Mark pray.
No, hold on. But can you heal me, Mr. Cleric? That is something you can do, right?
All I have is healing words, not cure wounds, so it's not as efficient.
There you go.
It's basically like taking a potion every time.
There you go. 24.
Oh, there you go.
Oh. Well, that's impressive.
I'm a paladin now. Didn't you know?
Amazing.
Creepy smile.
Yeah.
I'm a paladin.
Yeah. I think Nikolai would look at you and he'd be like, "That is very impressive, Mr. Paladin. That is... Never would have thought you could do that, but I appreciate that."
Thogrum wants to like stomp over to him, but
I would have thought the cleric could have done that, but apparently paladins are even better at that.
I can't let Thogrum have the monopoly on healing, can
where do you get that healing power from, son? Where do you get that from?
Oh no.
That is amazing. I will. I appreciate your guide.
The important thing is that Pharaohs is not receiving his new powers from anyone that may or may not be a remaining BBEG in this campaign.
Thogrum's
God
gonna
damn
look
it.
around Pharaohs for like a holy symbol.
It's not like Pharaohs has a history of bad relationship choices.
Ferris like that.
And you gave him a super dangerous artifact weapon to play with. I mean, it's fine. Everything's fine. So.
You wanted it.
Yeah, I mean.
No, but I've never been healed more in my entire life.
Okay. So I'm gonna intercede. We're done talking about the hit points that Constantine needs and the healing that he needs and how he feels about being healed and how he feels about his hit points. We've spent over 15 minutes of our game time talking about how you need heals, and we've addressed it. So no more talk about that.
Okay.
Now let's continue playing Dungeons and Dragons with the 18 minutes you have left. What would you guys like to do?
I guess it's a short rest.
All right. Go ahead and roll your hit dice for a short rest if you're taking it. If you're not taking a short rest, Illyria, you can continue to guide them through the swamp towards the location marked on your map by Oakham.
Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah. I'll ask Skull if he could change his elemental damage affinity to other things, or is it just poison?
What?
No, so it can luck change his Is it just he just makes poison, or is he does he have acid that he could use, or is
you want to know if I can make poison into not poison?
Well, yeah. Have you thought about it? It could be
Didn't like a few weeks ago or a few days ago, you asked me if assassins spent all of their time tracking other assassins down to kill each other, to go up on the ranking system that you seem to think that we use.
Well,
And now you're asking me if I can somehow turn poison into not poison.
I was thinking, have you ever thought about? He'll like kind of scratch his head, like kind of like embarrassed, like I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's guys, don't get me wrong, that they're very fast with their hands, and they'll like smash like a acid vial over your head, or like hit you with an alchemist fire, and then start throwing oil on you. That's just not my style, you know. I kill people. I don't ever get hired to kill poisonous trolls, demons, devils, constructs. Look, it's just been a bad run for me, okay? It's just been a bad run. Like this, you guys keep fighting stuff that doesn't give a shit about poison. I'm trying my best here, Pharaohs. I'm trying my best.
I am
Okay.
too.
But when you approach me with these kind of questions, it feels like you're being very critical of what I am bringing to the fight. You see?
No, I'm your biggest fan.
I'm gonna tap Luck on the shoulder and just say, "Don't take it personally. Let's go and move forward."
Fair enough. I will hero stack you. Lyria, you do eventually find the location marked on the map. As you do, the daylight hours begin to dwindle. The sun begins to set in the west, but it is still lit enough to make out many bits of stone and vine-covered ruin that still rise defiantly out of the hungry swamplands. So let me just bring you over to that next map. All right. The ground itself is relatively stable, but there are areas that are heavily flooded. They will be marked by what I could only assume is water, though it is blue instead of, I don't know, swamp-colored water. It's still a pretty cool map, though. Let me bring you guys over. Here we go. Whoa, Pharaohs. My mouse got stuck to you. There we go. All right. So, if you can see the entire map and the dynamic lighting, is it working? Please refresh. If you can't see anything, also refresh or let me know. But you should be in a giant rectangle. There should be really obnoxious blocking terrain pillars that are making weird black lines all over your screen. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, so there are many trees and areas of foliage that are growing in the area. There are signs, Illyria, that kobolds are frequent in this area, a great number of kobolds. In addition to sign of kobold passage, you also can give me a knowledge nature check, because while you are tracking and doing your rangery stuff, you do encounter some interesting dung samples. Okay. You're not 100% sure what they are, but they were made by a medium-sized reptilian creature. Your thoughts do go back to the basilisk that you fought, which was a medium-sized reptilian creature, and is the first one that comes to mind. Basilisks are native to swamps, so perhaps that's what it is, but you're not 100% sure.
Let's hope they're not basilisks.
Okay. Yeah, so there is a crumbling stone bridge. It is tilted at a terrible angle. So if you were looking at it like sideways, like the part that you guys are on tilts like that way, and then the one on the other side tilts like that way. Everything here is at weird angles, as its sort of leaning tower of Pisa is just slowly making its journey into the swamp and to a more horizontal status. This huge wall of blocking terrain that you see up ahead is basically like the side of a building that is sunken into the swamp. You do see that there is an entrance, and it skews at a hard angle, noted by the elevation change, as it sort of slopes down into the ruins that are semi-sideways in the muck. You anticipate that movement inside this building will be very difficult. One, because of the ambient moss, algae, and moisture on this sort of granite marble stone is going to be very slippery, and the fact that the building is kind of at like a 45-degree angle. So without liberal acrobatics checks, you will need to treat everything inside as difficult terrain.
Could I send Katyaru up
Sure.
ahead? Or no?
Yeah, Katyaru is eager to scout ahead, as it is the familiar's place in the world.
Can I have my detect magic eyes on?
Sure. Yeah, turn them on.
How deep is this water here?
This water looks maybe about 15 feet or so. It actually looks cleaner than a lot of the water you've seen in other parts of the swamp, and it is very languidly moving towards the north.
Okay.
Which the area around it's a weird combination. It seems dry, but it's all very deceptive in that it kind of has the consistency of like quicksand. Like you imagine if you stood in one place around here for too long, you would kind of slowly sink into the muck. Not enough to be like cartoon land quicksand dangerous, but it's certainly not stable ground.
Okay.
All right. Ketcharu, you do see that there are 4 statues here. The statues seem to be of men, humans. They are dressed in much more archaic clothing, very simple tunics with cloaks, and they wear very simple helmets. They're overgrown with moss, pieces of them are missing. They are too large to be humans that have been turned into stone by some creature. Each statue roughly 10 feet high or so. All right. Off to the south, you do see that there are some ruins here that have a bit more structure to them. It looks like that would be a place that would be a little bit harder to kind of see what is there. You do see that there is crumbling stone where the ruins have just sort of given up and sort of collapsed in on themselves. To the northeast, you see that there is more of that sloping elevation and more collapsed stone. There does seem to be a very obvious entrance here, but I mean, you're free to look around.
Could I start heading this way and like a stealth check?
Sure, yeah.
Just go.
I would like
Let's
to
go.
get up against one of the
Alright.
exterior walls and just like X-ray vision.
Okay. Pharaohs, as you walk to here, you trigger an ambush.
Didn't you learn anything from the mirror?
Can I still
Like
make my
an-
stealth check before you just ran
Sure,
off?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm behind this pillar here.
Okay. Let me make sure that your initiative tracker is clear. Okay. Let's add a bunch of these sweet babies on there.
And you're gonna hear Thogrum from the background.
That's not how you keep from laying on the ground.
No, I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Okay.
You guys got my back. I got the
I
best team in the world.
I don't have a holy weapon anymore. If you want
Oh.
to remove.
Okay. Hold on a sec. Got some stuff I gotta sort here real quick. It's quite a few guys that are involved now. Alright, let's see. Anybody who has a passive perception of 16 or higher, you can act during the surprise round. So if you have a passive perception of 16 or higher. I heard somebody casually drop an 18, hashtag humble brag. That's cool.
I don't.
let's see.
I have 17.14 on the. Yeah.
Alright. Let's see what we got here.
Sweet, sweet initiative right there.
Just a few more. Sorry, kobolds, they tend to travel in numbers. They walk single file, so you can't see how many there are in their footprints. You know, that sort of thing.
Pack
I'm
sleeping.
gonna do my initial roll, if that's okay, Crash.
Who to what?
I'm gonna I rolled, but it wasn't attached to my token. So let me know.
Okay.
Do you want me to do the first roll or the roll that wasn't?
Whatever your first roll is, we will apply it. I'll
Alright.
add you to the initiative tracker.
17.4.
Okay, so 17.14 was your initiative?
Yep.
All right, cool. Let's see.
There's my nat 20. What a good use of it.
Hey, going first is part of the good. What's your passive perception there, Teresa? 16 or higher?
Like 4, probably.
Okay, 4. Good. Yeah, you have no idea. You saw one dragonborn start to like disappear into the shadows of sunset like a badass ninja. And then you saw the other dragonborn just sort of push him out of the way and be like,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna go to the front door, and then the next thing you know, time slows down, combat music starts queuing up, the whole deal. So we'll see what happens here.
You said higher than a 16, right?
Yeah, well, a 16 or higher.
Yeah, okay. No, I don't have that. Yeah.
Okay.
That
All
thing
right.
happened to me. Thanks.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, so let's see. All right. Okay. So, Therese's turn comes and goes. Let's see. There's some kobolds, believe it or not, in the area. So, let's see. Yeah.
Get him.
All
Is
right. We got a
you said
Pharos right there.
sorry, Crash. You said that
Yeah.
we could go 18 or higher. Is that part of this initiative order right now?
Yeah. Once your turn comes up, you'll be able to act. If you don't have a 16 or higher, you just kind of are like, what the hell's going on, sort of thing. Yeah. Pharos, is your passive perception 16 or higher?
It is not.
Okay. So this attack will be at advantage.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Oh man. I don't know if you're going to be able to survive this one. All right, well, we'll see what happens. This is made normal because it is outside of its normal sling range. Here we go. All right, 20 for 4.
All right. I feel like it's gonna be like 6 more of those, but it'll be okay.
All right, yeah. So you see a little kobold kind of appear, and it chucks like a sling stone, and it hits you just right in the forehead.
Oh, god damn it! What?
Yeah. Another one runs out and does the same thing. Let's see. Another one's going to run out and do the same thing. Another one's going to do the same thing. All right, cool. So we got 1, 2, 3 more attacks coming at you. Here we go. These are all regular attack rolls. 1, 2, and 3. All right. The third one hits critically. 8 points of damage.
Okay.
All right, Nikolai, you are surprised during this round. Let's see. This squad over here. Okay. This one's
for owl, by the way. Sorry, but I'm sure it'll be surprised. Yeah.
Let's see. Pharos. Here's another one. This one is going to be at advantage because you are within range. That is a miss. All right. And then this one is also with advantage. Here we go. Also a miss. And let's see. Eben Fang is not surprised, and he just kind of murmurs under his breath, like,
What is he doing? Why is he doing this?
he is going to hold back for now. I take a dodge action. Pharos, you are surprised. Illyria, you're not surprised, right? You got a pretty good perception.
Yeah.
All right, what are you gonna do? I'll start making these guys appear as they were.
Okay. I will see this guy. Gosh.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, screw it. Let's just hunter's mark him. And let's see what we can do.
All right.
See
This
the
guy
arrow
is
came
that
from.
this guy all the way over here? Is
Yeah.
Hunter's Mark? Okay.
Yeah.
Is what's the range on Hunter's Mark?
Oh. A good point. Let's see. Oh, 90 feet. Let's move forward.
Okay, 90 feet. That's good. Let's see. This guy is 110.
Let's go here.
There you go.
There you
All
go,
right.
here. Yeah.
Okay.
right.
Sharpshooter should be able to get through them as long as you can see any
Sure.
part of its miniature. All right, go
Yep.
for it. Yeah.
18?
Okay. 19 definitely hits. That is a lot of damage. The creature falls over dead.
Okay. And then, let's just shoot this one right here.
Okay. Sorry, could you long click one more time? Which one?
Oh, sorry. The one that I can see right here.
Oh yeah, sure. All right. It's kind of on an elevated platform a little bit, but yeah, you got a clear shot at it. So give me that attack roll.
We'll do a regular shot at him.
Okay. 20 for 9 definitely hits. It is bloodied.
All right. And I will move back to my group.
Okay. Spencer, you've got a passive perception of 16 or higher, yeah?
No.
No? Okay. Spencer's just kind of watching some dragonflies nearby. It's very chill. Good times. All right. These guys are doing sneaky stuff. These guys. All right. Yeah, so Pharaohs, this one's going to run out here and take a shot at you.
All right.
This will be a regular shot. It misses. Okay. This one that is up on the ledge is going to take a shot at you. This will be with advantage. All right. That misses. And let's see. Luck's turn. I believe Luck has a high enough passive perception. No. Wow. Okay. They're surprised. Let's see. That kobold right there. Going to take a shot. Here we go. Terrible miss. All right, Skull. Do you have a 16 or higher perception?
I am surprised, but I would like to throw a rock at Pharaohs, but that's it. No, I'm done.
Thogrum, you are not surprised. You watched everything as it happened. You just, taking your time to process everything. So at the beginning of round 2, you get to go first, as usual. What would you like to do?
Thogrum's just gonna sigh, and he's gonna he's gonna fuck up me armor again. And then I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 forward. Let's see how far these little buggers are. Um, 35. And then I'm gonna spiritual weapon on top of the one that Illyria shot at.
Okay, yeah, spiritual weapon on that one definitely hits. What's the damage?
The whistling noise from the sky.
It's queued up. Oh, here we go. 7.
All right, yeah, the creature is splattered as the anvil comes crashing down from heaven. All right. All that being said, we've joined into a pretty big battle that, depending on how many kobolds escape to rouse the alarm, could result in a very pitched battle, or you could definitively shut them down and free yourselves back up for a more stealthy approach. Either way, rather than commit to a very long round of combat with so many combatants, we will return to the start page
real quick.
for now. What's up?
Can I use a cantrip as my action?
Yeah, if you cast the bonus action, you can totally use a cantrip as an action.
Can I just Sacred Flame the one right next to him?
Yeah, sure. Let's see. Here we go.
Yeah, DC 16 or 16.
All right, it takes 10 points of damage. It is bloodied.
Okay, that's me turn.
All right, fair enough. So with the kobold's lair found, you feel more confident that this is definitely the right place. Your investigation earlier has yielded positive results. Next week, we will tackle their sunken ruins, see if you can retrieve Oakham's notes, and maybe even figure out why they were stolen in the first place. All right. So announcements. There's no build battle going on right now. I'm running 2 one-shots in June. Both one-shots are for charity. One is Hero Quest, which I do every month. The other is actually a Chult-based adventure. To sort of celebrate how well the Chult West Marches has started off. So anybody that has a Chult West Marches character can sign up for that adventure with their Chult character and keep the XP and prizes or whatever that they get from that one shot. Or if you don't have a character in the West Marches, but you want to go on an amazing adventure with a bunch of albino dwarves against some magical kobolds in a jungle, that's what's going on with that. The West Marches game, I think he's running 2 sessions a week for that right now. So if you're interested, it seems to be going really, really well. Yeah, I don't think I have any other announcements. This coming week is the week I normally cancel games for because it's like a really busy week for my day job. Since I'm working from home, I thought I could maybe do both. But I'm going to be so busy that if you need something from me, you need to either message me directly or tag me in a comment because I'm really not going to have time to kind of prowl the Discord and read stuff. So that's a little disclaimer for that. Does anybody else have any announcements? Of anybody planning on running any games in June and July for Extra Life? Anybody got any questions or?
I might be running one, but I have no idea what yet. But I feel like I want to get on top of that.
Okay, yeah.
Probably will run a June Extra Life game, but we'll see.
Okay, sweet. Also, there's a book club if you like books or something. We're gonna have our first meeting in, I want to say, less than 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now. So there's still time to listen to or read the book. There's going to be a live meeting that we're going to stream, but then there's also going to be a channel set up to talk about the book. So if you can't make the live meeting, you can still hash it out with everybody in Discord and talk about the book and all that good stuff. We're going to just try to do like a different book every month or something. Should be pretty fun. All right. Well,
yeah, agreed. Cool.
So on that note, I guess we are done for the week. Yeah. And that's that. After the stream ends, Thogrum, if you want to talk about EverQuest, I'll stick around for a little bit. Talk about EverQuest.
All right.
Otherwise, I'm gonna go to my sister's meteor shower party in Animal Crossing. So. Okay, then I'm off to a meteor shower party. All right, night everybody.
Bye-bye.
Night, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Night, y'all.